Yo, what's up? My name's Petrowski, and welcome back to the PokeMMO Iron Man series, the account that cannot trade nor use the GTL, but will still engage with endgame PVM content like the Ho-Oh refights, gym reruns, and upcoming event season and raids. Now, we are running low on time. We have about 3 months or so left until the Halloween event is here within PokeMMO, and I need to do everything that I can possibly do to prepare for that event, or I am going to be just regretting my time waste. Events are so powerful in PokeMMO, and they could set me up for the next year in terms of progression. There are things like the XP charms, the item magnet charms, and the battle point charms that all exist within the sealed product of these upcoming events that could save me literally hundreds of hours. Now, there are 2 main things that I can do as an Iron Man account to help prepare for event season. Number 1, making proper raid Pokemon. Things like the Fire raid team and the Fighting raid team are going to be crucial, as well as just generally good PVM Pokemon that are powerful for other activities in PokeMMO. And for those who have never seen an event season before in PokeMMO, firstly, welcome, and I'm so excited for you to see your first event season this upcoming year in 2025. It is a hectic, exciting, nerve-wracking time, but it's a ton of fun, trust me. All right, this is last year's little overview of all the different things. If you're wondering, what are the things? What do you do during event season? One of the number 1 questions I get. The real question is, what don't you do? There are so many things, so mmany activities. Here is last year's list of activities. We have the new cosmetics to worry about, learn about, and get either from sealed product or the gift shop. We had the pump cats, where you would run around and try to find them all and get a reward, an Alpha Zoroa from that. You had swarms, you had children. You would run around and basically fight them and steal their candy from them. And then you use that candy to fight mini bosses. And then you fight the mini bosses, and then you get special candy from the mini bosses. And then you fight the pumpkin. This I will have to do all of many times on the Iron Man account as much as possible to farm the pumpkin boss. Then you have the pumpkin boss, which you can go ahead and do on easy or hard difficulty and get different rewards. And then you have the rewards from the pumpkin boss and the animation of the pumpkin boss themselves if you've never seen it. And then you have wisps, which are similar to the cats, where you also want to run around the world and get those and get specific seasonal Halloween alphas. And then you have the rewards from those alpha Pokemon and from those things. And then you have raids. After all of this, you have, I believe, 7 different Halloween raids. And if you complete all of them, you get access to the big Darkrai raid, which is a massively difficult boss. I am not going to be able to do everything on my Iron. There's just too much. There's too many things to do during an event season. But this is why this preparation is so darn important, because the more I prep now, the more I'll be able to do during the event and worry less. If I have to breed or make even 1 Pokemon during this event, it's taking time away from all these different other activities. Now, continuing on, there's more beyond the raids. There's also mysterious dust balls and swarms. So mysterious balls usually work during these events where these random swarms spawn, these like Gengar swarms, etc., etc. You go catch them, you turn them into an NPC and consume the Pokemon, and then get mysterious balls as a reward. And I think that covers most of the activities, but there might even be more stuff they're dropping this year. That was just last year's stuff. Usually they've been adding a little bit every single year. There is so much to keep track of. So, this episode is going to be very dedicated to preparing for the upcoming Halloween event season, preparing as many raid Pokemon as possible, as well as working on my Pokedex. Those are the 2 main things that I'm vehemently worried about. I want my Pokedex complete so I can have access to just a lot more things, access to everything, and also get a Fire ability patch so I can actually use my raid Charizard when the time comes, and have access to the best XP training spot and better EV training spots over at Mount Silver. That would really buff up the account. So, better PVM Pokemon, raid Pokemon, and Pokedex. Those are the 2 main goals we are working on in this episode. Let's go ahead and jump into things. This is the first official episode, I believe, in a long time where I'm doing 0. That is right, none. Zip, nada, 0 legendary hunting, and I'm so excited for that, dude. That is a weight off my shoulders. I love shiny hunting, but man, I'm sick of running back and forth for a somewhat rare, somewhat common encounter, and you never get it and you're bummed, and it's a whole thing. But in case I haven't said it, we are starting this episode at 586 hours played, 1.1 million Pokeyen, 380 Pokedex entries, a very measly 515 BP, and then all 5 regions done, of course. And then our Ho-Oh refight should be ready in about 4 or 5 days, so hopefully we should at least do one of those this week, and we could even stock up on legendary lures moving forward. Since I don't need to legendary hunt this month, we can just do the Ho-Oh fight every 4 times this month and save those for the next month or even October. In case you're wondering why I'm not legendary hunting this month, the 2 different legendaries that are in the wild are Suicune, number 1, and then Moltres, number 2. I already have Moltres, and then Suicune is pretty interesting in PvP, but notoriously not relevant at all in PvM. It's just too slow, doesn't really hit hard enough. It's a bulky, like, tanky mon, right? That's not generally that useful in certain PvM, but it depends, you know? But Suicune doesn't really have a place right now. I don't need to rush to it the same way I would, like, Raikou, Entei, Zapdos, Moltres, all these raid-usable legendaries. There's also a ton of upcoming catch events this week. There's actually 3 catch events that are scheduled right now. One is actually today, and I would like to make it. It's at 3 p.m. ET, so it actually takes place in about 3 hours or so. And the first place prize is a 6x31, so a perfect non-shiny either Squirtle, Charmander, or Bulbasaur. Now, I already have a Charizard. I would have gotten that, honestly, for the raids, but if I get this, I could go ahead and get myself, I mean, either would be amazing. I'd probably go with the Squirtle, have a 6x31 Blastoise, and then use that to help with my gym rerun a little bit and make some extra Pokeyen with the Water Spout Blastoise. Being able to save that time going for that would be amazing, and obviously right now is the best time, and really the only time as an Iron Man, to win some free RP. We want to win free RP, particularly 1 to 2,000 of it, prior to event season, because then we can buy all the cool little niche, you know, reward point vanities. Honestly, one of my favorite goals I'm looking forward to at this point is trying to get a limited, non-seasonal vanity that comes up like this, a rare RP-only vanity. That's becoming, now that I've bought a bunch of things with RP, this is becoming my new favorite goal, and I'm really excited to hopefully get some sort of limited vanity on the account at some point. I think it'd be a really cool flex, or just get more vanities in general. I love the teddy bear ears, man, okay, but my drip is not enough. I'm dripless. But we'll worry about that another day. We have this Starly catch event coming up on the 3rd of August. That should be tomorrow at 11 a.m. ET. It's a little early for me, but hopefully we'll be able to make it. It's on Sunday. We shall see. Shiny Starly is the prize, and I hope they are making this event to fuck with me. I swear they are, and if you are, I love you for this cosplay. It might just be, it's very likely to just be a coincidence, but if you know me, this is Mankey D. Luffy. This is a One Piece catch event. I am notorious for my One Piece rants. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to get into it here because I won't be able to shut up for the next 2 hours is the problem, but don't worry, I have a lot of love and respect for One Piece. It's just not the show for me, respectfully, is my opinion. I'm really happy for what it's done to the genre of anime and how mainstream it's really taken things, but I've known to butt heads with a One Piece fan or two at times. But let's not get into that once again. Let's go. Route 3 Kanto, Channel 1, 2 p.m. ET on the 8th of August. Mankey, Jigglypuff, Pidgey, Sandshrew, Charmander, and Spearow are the catchable mons. Really cool spots. And there is a shiny Mankey up for grabs. I mean, I already have a PVM Raid Primeape, but I would love a better one, a second one, a better one, and a shiny one. That would be a, dude, the flex entering a raid as an Iron Man with a shiny raid Pokemon. Oh, I would be so hyped. All right, but that is what we're working with. I will see you guys next, probably with a gym rerun and a little bit more just casual progress, and definitely the catch event later today. So for now, I'll see you very soon. Alrighty, it is a beautiful new day on the Iron Man account. We are here for our gym rerun, running very low on Amulet coins, hopefully find my way around to actually farming some more very, very soon. We're going to go ahead and just pop it and get started. We are XP training that Combustion. I was EV trading earlier, getting myself a Raid Blaziken ready to go for the upcoming Halloween event. We're going to jump into things here. We have a catch event in about an hour and a half. I'll be able to do my gym rerun, get my Pokeyen, and then make my way over to that event and possibly have a chance to win a 6x31 Blastoise today. I'm also going to go ahead and preemptively change. Oh, there's the Blaziken evolution. That'll get us a Pokedex entry. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and preemptively change my Typhlosion's name here to Gym Tally 25 because I always forget that. As well as, I think it's pretty darn cool that we've done 25 gym reruns. I might have even forgotten some or missed some, but we've done at least 25 gym reruns on the account. I'm happy with that. That's a really cool little milestone on the Iron Man account. Blaziken, do not need that. All right, it is catch event prep time. I'm filling up my inventory as well. I'm going to go ahead and release these 3 mons. I don't need these for any purposes, but just rebred for the Pokedex. We can go and get rid of those. We have a full box that is empty, about a box and a half or so, and a bunch of nest balls. This is a Route 1 Kanto catch event. I will be nest balling every, like, Rattata, Pidgey, and then Pikachu is the other mon, but that one's a lot more rare. I'm going to go ahead and try to get a Pikachu encounter. It's a very rare spawn here, I believe, or, like, quite rare. Pidgey, Rattata are the only other catchable mons. We're going to hope for the best. It's going to be a competitive, tough catch event. But I'm hoping with the Nest Ball synchronized Timid strat we should pull ourselves in a decent lead, I believe, over the average player. Let's see how it plays out. All right, the catch event has officially begun. I don't even have it. That was my first encounter. I was trying to find myself a Pikachu, but could not. That's okay. It's a pretty rare spawn, so it makes total sense. I'm going to go ahead and just nest ball here. I will be just encountering. I'll be catching so many Pokemon throughout this event. It is straight up just encounter Pokemon, synchronize, and then nest ball everything. Or nest ball any Rattatas and Pidgeys, to be fair. Not everything can be caught for the event. Like no hoot stuff like that. What? Okay, well, I gotta calm down. That's an insane first catch. It's not a catch event. Oh, winning, but I got too excited. That's the best first catch we've seen. I got too excited. It's a minus, so it's 147 minus 3, 144 plus 3. It's only a 147. Fuck, I got way too excited for that, but that was a sick catch. That was the, oh man. Still a sick catch. That literally, like, that might be the best catch of the whole event. Like, that was crazy. That was sorry for the overreaction, but it had me fucking hyped up, man. What can I say? Okay, we keep going. This will be a fun event, I'm sure of it. Dude, this is a great breeder. I'm getting some great, this is a great special attacking flying egg group breeder. I don't know how many mons, in that egg group really need that, to be fair. But timid nature, especially in defense, you'd have to brace up. 20, this is a great, fantastic special attack fly, like flying egg group breeder. This is a sick, yeah, for Togetic. Oh, that might be the perfect, ooh, I have a Togetic that I need to breed up. Good call from chat. That could be an amazing breeder in the future for a very powerful mon. I'm actually curious. I'll put it on recording. I bet you guys, I've had a lot of newer players asking, should you catch Pidgey and Rattatas here because they're minus points? Yeah, they're minus a few points, but it's way more dice rolls, right? And usually going for more dice rolls is better. Catching most, if not all, mons at a catch event is generally the strat, but sometimes you want to catch or not catch certain ones because like they're too difficult to catch. That's honestly the bigger. Just getting as many catches as possible is generally the best strat. I would go as far as to say I bet you that in the top 3 mons, there will be more Pidgeys and Rattatas than Pikachu. Maybe first place will be a Pikachu or something like that, but even that's... Someone might get one lucky good catch. You just get so few Pikachus here. I would bet you that at least 2 out of 3 of the top 3 entries are Pidgeys and Rattatas, and maybe only 1 Pikachu in the top 3, and maybe we'll see. And I would love to, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I would love, I will learn today. Okay. Speaking of the devil, there he is. That's our first Pikachu encounter. Let's go ahead and we should be able to just nest ball, I believe. You might need to like do a different strat for this, but let's see if it breaks out. You might only get 1 Pikachu or a few Pikachus an hour here. It's gonna be very, very few per hour. We're 9 minutes in. I think, was it 3 per hour? 3 or 4? Yeah, not good stats. Very, very few dice rolls on the Pikachu, even though it's a plus 10 species bonus, which is huge. All right, and there's a 2x31 flying egg group breeder as well, dude. Yes, please. Thank you for the breeder on the iron. Oh, this is exciting, dude. Iron Shimi, fellow Iron Man player in the team chat, got himself a modest Pidgey. 169, so it's 169 minus 3 plus 3 because the nature and species. So this is a 169 overall score Pidgey. There's a very good chance he gets like 2nd or 3rd place with that. I'll be crossing my fingers. We're also like 50 minutes into the event, so you have timestamp benefit. That is so early into the event. Dude, good luck to you. I think that is very likely to get 2nd or 3rd. I doubt it'll be 1st, but hopefully we could see an Iron Man get some RP today. Placing in a catch event or winning RP on an Iron Man, oh, dude, it is... I mean, I'm biased, but even before I ever won any, I was like, that's the coolest achievement in my opinion on an Iron Man, dude. Massive good lucks to you. Well, I've had insanely good luck on breeding catchers or catching for breeders. Wow. Nothing worth the event, but that is okay. These are great. This is a little awkward because it's a 1-up on its attack and then it's adamant and 29 plus. So it's probably gonna be a physical breeder. I might just ignore this, but that's a great breeder. That is a great breeder, man. Some really good breeding catches today. All right, this is probably my last catch. The event should be ending. Yeah, it just turned 4 p.m. I actually wonder, I wonder if this will even, let's check the summary and see. Time is up. The event has ended. It was caught 3 seconds prior, but yeah, not worth submitting. I think I might submit something, but it's pretty close. I really just caught a lot of good breeders. I'm very happy with this event for me because I caught a ton of good breeders, which will be put to very good use on the Ironman account, but I don't think I got anything that puts me in the chance of winning, is what I'll say. But very good catch event. Good luck to everybody. Good luck to that, was it 176 that we had someone in chat catch? Good luck to everybody. Good luck, good luck, good luck, guys. A lot of Pokemon. Wow. A lot of Mons caught. Over to this page a little bit. All right, we need to start our basic box sorting after catch events. My boxes are getting tremendously full, as per usual. You want to advanced search, do 31s like this, and then 1 matching in each stat. You can go ahead and move every 1 times 31 Pokemon or more over to a certain box. I'm running very low on space, though, as we can see. Whew. This is gonna be... I'm gonna have to put stuff over in good Ditto, I think. We'll throw those over there. Throw this here. This is gonna be a big breeding episode, I think. I want to do a lot of XP training and EV training as well, but there will definitely be a lot of breeding in this episode because I have to. I literally need to. I'll move all these over to my good Ditto box. That'll help me clear up some space there. Not just Dittos anymore. At this point, I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes full of breeders. I just keep getting more, and I can't get rid of them fast enough. Wow. These as well need to go over here. All right, and then everything else that is not like amazing gets deleted. Like these will all get released. There's 3 Mons released right there. I did sort this box by total IVs. And for example, like this Rattata will be getting saved. It's like these stats are insane, right? So like this gets saved. This, I don't even think, ooh, does this get saved? It probably does. I think that one's good enough. Those 2 are good enough. This one, you basically just go through each one. This one is good enough because it's male, and then yeah, 20 plus, and a lot of these end up being good enough. Is this one? The Sugar's where I draw the line, and then this one is not good enough by any means. So that's probably where about where I draw the line. We'll grab these 3, move these over as well. I don't even have the space. This one we'll just separate these by spacing, and I'll go through and check a few more. But a lot of these will get released here in a quick sec. All right, so it should be all of these getting released. Yep, all of these, as well as these 3. These are the 5 ones that were good enough in that box to keep. That didn't have 131s. We have a few more over here to sort as well. I can move these over now that I have more space sorted. I can sort these Dittos by total IV, have all that. We're getting things a lot more organized, thankfully. Nicely. I'm gonna have to set up a ton of breeds though, and really just start bridging breeds. I have a plan to start bridging breeds to start making 6 times 31s or more 31s. But I'm gonna have to. The problem on the Iron Man is you have to catch more breeders to like get rid of more breeders, if that makes sense. You end up having to catch things to actually be able to finish the breeds, which is what makes it like a really funny situation. Let's sort through here as well, and I'll get back to you guys with the final releases and box sorting. All right, here is the other releases. Rest in peace. There's some decent Mons here, but not good enough. We are keeping these. I don't know if I have space. I'll just throw whatever I can over in breeding boxes. This one's out of space too now. You can throw them in noted. Are we fully full? We have 6 boxes. We have 6 boxes. I have to breed some 6 times 31s. I have to. I'm so out of space. It's what has to be done. I don't know if I can continue the account much further without breeding a shit ton of Mons. I need to make space. This is getting crazy. I just constantly am getting more boxes full of breeders. Okay, also I've sorted through my Dittos now, and I have 19 Shittos. These will get moved over to this box and just get bred for rare shiny chance. I also do want to cut down in this box. I really do want, what's the word? 30 rares only. I don't want to ever have more than 30 rares on the Iron. I just don't think it's worth the box space. Maybe at some point if we want to hard go for a rare shiny, when that becomes the main focus of the account, maybe. But we're pretty far from that. These are worth keeping as breeders. Man, space is getting absolutely munched away. Let's have these here. Box 1, my normal box. Box 2, box 3 is my breeders. Okay. Pretty happy with the box sorting though. We have 1 empty box, 2 empty boxes, excuse me. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's actually move this over to box 2. There we go. Okay, so we are doing pretty good. I've just gotta start cranking through these breeds soon. Alrighty, fellas, we have catch event results. Let's go ahead and jump into them. 4th place with 8 points Not George Promise. 8 points is an incredibly low catch. Congratulations, dude. Next up. Oh my goodness. I knew it would be a competitive event, but dude, I'm so sorry to the person who got 169 and didn't place. Usually a 169 would place top 3. Man, 172 is 3rd place. Namzi, congrats to you. That is a high competitive. We had someone in check at a 176. I hope they won 1st place. Second place, he didn't even win. Oh, that's fucking cruel, dude. That is cruel. Also, they didn't say. We didn't see whether it's a rat or a bird. How do we do our Twitch gamba? We made a bet on whether the majority would be Pikachus or rats or birds. We know that this one, Chini caught a rat or a bird. His was a rat or a bird. What's 1st place? And then 1st place, 177. You got beat out by 1. Oh, dude, congrats to him, though. Congrats to Huggy. Great IGN. Wow. 177 1st place, 176 2nd. 3rd place, 172. 4th place, here's all the names as well. Huggy, Chini, Namzi, and Not George Promise. Congrats to everybody. Man, what an event. What an event. I need to see if we can find the other people to see if we can see what was the majority, whether it was Pikachus or rats and birds. All right, yo, what's up? Good morning. My name is Trauski. We have ourselves a catch event today on the Ironman account, and thanks to my good friend Joshua, I almost made a big mistake. I need to go get myself an arena trap Pokemon really quickly because I was about to do a catch event with a chance for Ralts with no arena trap Pokemon. That means if I got a ×3 wild single encounter shiny situation of Ralts, I would have lost a shiny. Like that's how crazy that is. So I'm gonna go catch a Diglett really quick with arena trap, just something with it, so that we can do that. I looked at my boxes, but I didn't have a single arena trap Pokemon. I need something. So I'm gonna go grab an arena trap mon. I'm gonna quick ball for the time being. I'm assuming this is either a nest ball or a quick ball type event. I'll have to double check. I need to buy more balls. The catch event just started, I think just now, so I'm fashionably late as per usual. It's gonna be a fun little quick day of just a catch event, and hopefully we get some good luck before Sandvale. Was hoping we'd get some good luck before the upcoming, event season, but let's just keep going, I guess. You know what? I have so many Pokeballs, and I kind of have been struggling for Pokeyen on the Ironman account a little bit. I think I'm just going to false swipe Pokeball this event. It's not the most efficient way to play it, and we'll test the waters and see how bad it feels. But it'll be such a good way to preserve Pokeyen. Also, we're going to get a Pokedex entry here, dude. Hell yeah. Free little Roselia encounter. We'll take that all day, every day of the week. Thank you so much. I'm just going to try false swipe Pokeball. False swipe Pokeball, like, should be guaranteed catches, would be my guess. I'm gonna go calc it over on. There's a website if you don't know, the PokeMMO Hub Catch Calc. So I will say false swipe Pokeball with Roselia is a 58% chance. Roselia seems to be the most difficult catch here, and usually like really difficult catches are just worth skipping. I'm gonna catch this thing once for the Pokedex. Roselia is a 98% chance catch with Quick Ball. So Quick Ball like should be pretty high, but we'll see. Wow, okay, I might need to try but this might be an example. I say this all the time. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means. I swear the Pokemon catch rates are off. I feel like they're way more difficult than advertised, personally. But maybe I'm just in my head, okay? So we're gonna catch this Roselia for the Pokedex, and then probably not catch any more for the rest of the event. We'll pick up this little Steel Wing TM. I think I am going to go ahead and go for Quick Ball strats. I think I totally lied. This is the beauty of catch events, is unless you come like an hour ahead of time to like really prepare, you just end up changing strategies and like adjusting on the fly. And it's such an on the go thing for most people. Dude, shout out to PVM Lone Wolf who caught a 175 Ralts 4 minutes into the event. You might have just won, and not only won, but won that early. That's congratulations. We keep fighting, boys, but that's insanely impressive. Congratulations. Ooh, I will take a 2x31. This is humanoid/chaos. Yes. Great egg group. The adamant's mostly irrelevant. Well, on humanoid, it could be relevant. Double defense IVs. Yes, please, man. Anything that's going to help me. I'm going to have to enter a 5x31/6x31 breeding arc where I just use whatever Dittos I can, or even just mass catch certain egg groups to try to finish up the breeds. Because I need to clear up. The best way to clear up space in the boxes is just straight up breeding 5x31s and 6x31s and not worrying about other like 20 pluses or natures or whatever. Just trying to breed up breeders. And I'm about to enter that arc, I think. I need to channel my inner Iron Veggie, who I believe has 15 different 6 times or 5 times 31s on his Iron Man account, which I think is like one of the most insane accomplishments so far on an Iron Man. So we'll have to see, man. I need Staravia for the Dex. Ooh, I'm gonna catch this. It's -3 for the event, but that's fine. We love Pokedex entries right now. Yes, please. So I actually am taking the time to like scroll down and pick a different Pokeball and catching all the Roselias, because you actually do need a good Roserade for raids. For certain raids, you actually do want a Roserade with like Sweet Scent to make all of your other moves increase in accuracy. There are many raids that you do use Roserade for, or at least a few, maybe, you know, a handful. So I definitely want to try to catch a decent IV'd one. Oh shit, I forgot Mr. Mime is here. I will absolutely catch one of these for the Pokedex. It's not submittable for the catch event, so a little bit of a waste of time, but once again, Pokedex entries, probably one of the #1 goals on the account right now. Very happy to get that, while like passively during a catch event, takes like 2 seconds for a quick ball. Beautiful. Get myself a Mr. Mime. Let's see if we can get decent IV rolls. Not horrible. Had like 3 stats. It was like HP, Spatak, and Speed were usable-ish. We move on. Roselia, please give me some good IVs. Give me even 31 Spatak would be great. This is not bad. This, like, I'll have to check. Timid Nature, 20 plus Spatak, 25 plus Speed. That might just be usable right there, or just be a decent breeder. I'm going to mark this as noted. It would be really easy to miss that. It depends on whether you need Speed or damage on the raid Roserade. And you might actually need Speed because it's more important for it to get off first in the first turn. But I'm not sure to, like, go first. I'll have to double check things. But the great thing to keep track of and labeling and naming your mons like that, just in case you might forget in the future. Like I might forget that Roselia being special, you know. That's not bad. That's not catch event winning. I mean, it's a great breeder. It's a great breeder. We're gonna mark this as noted. Fantastic breeder. Could be paired with a Ditto to really do some shenanigans. I have those like modest or timid, or one's rash, maybe those like god breeder Dittos as well. Okay, that could be good, but we're gonna see how that. We're gonna have to see. It's not worth for the catch event. 143 is not gonna win nowadays. Someone's already got a 175. Catch events have gotten way more competitive as well, man. It's getting tougher and tougher to place. Dude, what? Another? I have gotten so. I think the last 2 catch events, today, yesterday, I've gotten 2 times 31s. I'm way above average on 2 times 31s. You should get like 1 every 78 catches. That's sick, dude. Wow. What? A third 2 times 31? What the fuck? The odds of that are crazy. A third 2 times 31. Dude, what the fuck? Nothing worth submitting for the event, but I'm so happy. I love getting breeders. Like the breeders, dude, it's crazy, like on a main account. Okay, imagine getting that catch on a main account and you've been using nest balls and quick balls the whole time for the event, which cost you 1,200 Pokeyen a piece. Imagine. And then you go sell it for 10K. The cost of 10 nest balls. I would, oh my, less than 10 quick balls. What a sad realization. I'm so it's really, I just feel bad for main accounts right now. Like this sucks, man. What a shit market. It's one of those situations where like I'm really happy to be playing an Iron Man account because every good IV catch in a catch event means that much more. Oh, that's so sick, dude. All right, the catch event is over. This should be my last catch. I don't even know if I got this in time. Let's see. It'll be close. It was 8 seconds too late. It's okay. It's whatever anyway, but that's okay. We're going to go sort what Pokemon we did catch. We're going to sort by highest IVs and see what mons we caught. It was 8 seconds too late. It was just barely over. Sometimes the time can pass, but if you threw the ball early enough, it will actually still be fine, but it depends. Let's head over to our boxes. I'm going to throw everything we caught. Yeah, this box over in box 3. That should be fine. Everything we caught over here. All right, beautiful, just like this. A little spread all over the place, but we got it. I'm gonna release this. Ooh, it was a 1 times 31 though. Fuck, I want to release this, but it actually has a relevant stat. Oh man. Okay. So okay, this as well though. Everything can fit. Okay, so we ended up catching 51 Pokemon. We got 7 items, a lot of berries and stuff. Honestly, not bad at all. Happy with the items. We're going to sort by total IV. That'll give us our highest catch was a 143, a really good breeder, but not worth submitting for the catch event. And then our lowest catch was at the 40 at the end. That's funny. Our lowest catch was literally the one caught after the end of the event. So our next lowest is 42. We have nothing worth submitting. We're not going to win this event or place by any means, but we caught a lot of amazing breeders, like a lot. So I'm gonna do a little bit of box sorting while we're waiting for catch event results. All right, these are any Pokemon with 1 times 31 or more. We didn't actually catch that many, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We only caught 9 1 times 31s, but 3 of them are 2 times 31. That's which is insane. That's ludicrous. Yes, these 3 are all 2 times. That's so wild. Okay. Where do I even move these becomes the question. I'm out of space in every box. That's fucking criminal. That's actually so insane. We need a breeding extravaganza bad. Really bad. Oh man, am I moving my good IV mods over to the release box? Like, what is happening? Okay, we're going to start releasing stuff just sporadically so we can actually have space. Because otherwise, I don't know how to sort through this. This we keep. This Starly we don't keep. This gets released. This Starly, we're gonna go through and show like the individual thought process. So this has timid nature, which is good for a Spatak. This is a great way to show the thought process. It's timid nature, which is good for a Spatak breeder, but it's missing 2 stats. That's 2 breeds away. If something is 1 breed away, we keep it. If it's 2 breeds away, we get rid of it. This is missing 2 stats, whether attack, Spatak, or speed. This is double attacks. We're gonna release that as well. If it's a really specific Mon or has like a really good nature, we could keep it. Mr. Mime, we actually need to keep to breed down into a Mime Junior for Pokedex. So we'll keep that for now. This one's a weird one. It's timid, 20 plus and 2 stats. It could be usable in raids just as is. So we're going to keep that. This could actually be a good Gardevoir. I don't know if we'll need one, but I think Shadow Ball Gardevoir has been used at times in the past for raids. Double attacks. Can't use that. Not good enough. Not good enough. Not good enough. I'm so mean to these Pokemon. I'm like the disappointed parent. Nope, not good enough. Nope. Nope. I mean, this might actually be adamant 20 plus. Not terrible. Usable. You can be used for some benefit. God. Local streamer abuses his Pokemon live on stream. Okay, I think that's everything. Rest in peace, boys. Salutes to the fallen soldiers. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of good IV Pokemon. Rest in peace, though. There you go. So, we are keeping these Pokemon. These over here. I'm going to move these all over here. We'll sort by total IV. Okay. That's a quick sort, honestly, for that. One of the quickest sorts I've had for a catch event. We also need to breed. You know what? While we're waiting for catch event results, we need to catch, or we need to breed these to consume these shittos for extra space. Let's just do that, man. Hell yeah. Let's go for a rare shiny live on stream. Why not? Okay, I do not have a Muna. That's an easy swarm. I've been loving completing my decks via swarms. That's honestly, it's been a really fun way to complete your Pokedex. I've been loving the frequency of swarms recently has really picked up in PokeMMO. It's been a lot of fun. So we're gonna grab this Muna Swarm before going for those rare egg shiny breeds. All right, there is our Muna catch. The 1 entry it'll ever get in the Pokedex. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll see if it has some IVs to boot. Nope, that's totally okay. We take it for the dex. Head over to Island 4 and let's consume some eggs. Alrighty, we have catch event results. In 4th place, we have Mao Jonkai. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. A score of 7 is crazy. Dude, catch events have gotten so competitive. An extremely low score of 7. While we're waiting for 3rd place to be announced, I'm going to go ahead. I actually, we can use the brand new, this is a quality of life feature, and I love this, honestly. Remove all, fill all. How fast was that? Versus like having to click through individual. Dude, that is so nice. Fantastic new. If you're going to have incubators, fantastic new quality of life. 3rd place, 166. Okay, so 4th place was hyper competitive, but 3rd place is kind of normal, dude. We're getting back to, this is a normal, this is what catch event scores used to look like. Okay, whoever got that 175, I feel like you definitely get 1st place, right? If 3rd place is 166, I feel like you've got to win. I hope that 175 in chat wins. PVM Lone Wolf. I'm crossing my fingers for you, dude. All right, then in second place, we have Tills. I like the username. Tills caught with 9 minutes left in the event. This is a good testament of just because Lone Wolf caught the 175, don't give up, you know? This is a 168 caught with 9 minutes left. Congratulations, dude, second place. And that does mean that first place, we already know the answer. First place was PVM Lone Wolf with a 175 is my guesstimate. Let's see, like, forgot to turn it in. A 175 PVM Lone Wolf caught 4 minutes. That's the most impressive thing to me. Almost caught at exactly 420 into the event. 4 minutes and 21 seconds into the event. PVM Lone Wolf, congratulations, man. That is another catch event done. I'm proud of myself for showing up to this one. I had to wake up early. I had to shower. I had to stumble out of my futon, bro. Whew. Good day, good progress. Another catch event. Lots of breeders achieved. I will see you guys very soon with hopefully cleaning up my boxes and actually working towards those breeders or using them and consuming them as opposed to just collecting and gathering more. Alrighty, good morning or good afternoon, honestly. It's 4:30 p.m. on Monday, the start of a new week, and it's 4:30 p.m. That's weird. Petrowski, why didn't you stream today? I actually took off stream today because I had to go to the DMV, your favorite place, the most fun place to go as an adult, but honestly, it could have been a lot worse. I had to update my ID. I'm sure you guys really care about this and actually not the Pokemon progress, mostly care about my IRL stuff for sure. So I had to update my ID, and the government thought that I was born in 1989 instead of 1998, so they had to get their supervisor to override that. I don't know how or what happened there, but thankfully we got our, you know, imagine being 37 instead of 27. It's not so bad, but kind of a funny jump. Anyways, we got it all figured out. I am a person once again, hell yeah. And that means we get to focus today's energy on completing the Pokedex, going for Pokedex Progress, and doing breeds. I have so many boxes. You guys have a broken record over and over and over again. I have so many breeders. I have so many, you know, Pokemon. So many, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes of breeders, and they're all full. I need to start cranking things out. I need to start making eggs and getting things done because this is getting silly. All right, so we do have a quick and easy one. I'm going to go ahead and evolve this Muna using a Moonstone, and then go ahead and release the Musharna. This will get me a OT Musharna, which gives me another Pokedex entry. We are starting today at 385 caught OT. Very important number to keep in mind. So 385 is our start. We're already up +1, up to 386. Musharna actually can be a relevant Pokemon, weirdly at times, in certain Pokemon raids. However, it's really niche. I really love it as a Pokemon. It's a really fun, slow base stat speed Trick Room Pokemon. Adore Musharna, but it's very specific, needs very, you know, situational things to work, and I just can't keep it in my boxes just for that very situational chance. If I need to breed one up, I'll have to go catch a wild one in the future during an event and just go from there. Next up, I'm going to try to breed up as high of an IV Pokemon as I possibly can. I'm going to throw these over here just so I can focus on what Mons I actually want to be throwing around. So for example, I have this random little 31 IV, you know, attack IV Diglett. I could use that as a Dugtrio in the future, and I kind of might, but I mostly just want to use things as really materials and items. Pokemon, I know it's so harsh, some Team Rocket style behavior, and just try to get the IVs up as much as I possibly can. So for example, we have like this Poochyena, which has a lot of good stats, but 30 attack, 31 speed. It's missing nature, correct? Yeah, nature. This one also has some good stats, but it's kind of mixed. I'm going to go ahead and just breed these two together. We're just going to start cranking through breeds. The field age group, one of the most common age groups in all of Pokemon. I'm going to be utilizing that fact and essentially trying to just go for a 5x31 or even a 6x31 field age group Pokemon to be used as a breeder in the future. Every breed I do like this is going to cost me 20,000 Pokeyen for the braces, but it's going to save me so much PC space. You can consume, I think, around 17 Pokemon or something like that. I forget the exact number, but you end up consuming a lot of Pokemon to create a 5x31 versus just having all the different 1x31s sitting around your boxes. So we're just going to do this. 31 speed, 31 attack, 31 speed should be good. 2x guaranteed. We're going to let the nature roll, or the gender roll. That's the more important thing. We'll worry about that in the future. But for now, that is just a Poochyena egg, which will come out as a 2x31 breeder. But we aren't going to stop there. We're going to keep doing a very similar situation in the field egg group and continue breeding up IVs. We have this Lillipup over here. Oh, some really good stats, though. I want to be careful. I don't want to, like, get rid of better stats than I need to, right? That's another thing I want to factor in. Or like this Spinda. It's adamant nature. I really don't want to, like, pass off. I want to Everstone this nature. I don't want to lose this nature in a breed I do with this Pokemon. So there is a lot of like value versus efficiency and value versus spacing when it comes to breeding Pokemon on an Ironman account. All right, and this was actually a really wonky breed. This was really difficult to find, but I essentially have this very specific Ditto, and I'll show it off more in detail in a quick sec. Very specific Ditto with 31 speed, and then it's 19 plus in SPDF and HP, not 20 plus, which is usually how I search for these things. But when you can't find the proper breeder, you have to like kind of, you know, start changing things and sorting things around. And I have this male Meowth, which I actually bred. This is not a wild caught Pokemon. I bred this as a breeder many episodes ago. You might remember it, which is what you know. I'm just gritting from like ear to ear. I love that part of the Iron Man account, is remembering where these Pokemon came from, how I caught them, how I achieved them. I bred this one up 20 plus HP, 20 plus defense, 20 plus SPDF, and then 31 attack. And now I can go ahead and embrace the speed and get a 20 plus in all defenses, 31 attack, 31 speed breeder. That is a dream breeder. You really prioritize the damage and the speed, and then the bulk on most Pokemon can kind of be made up for, at least a lot of PVM Pokemon. On PvP Pokemon or tanky Pokemon, obviously, you would rather just go like 3 times 31 in HP, defense, and SPDF, and then worry less about the other stats. But most Pokemon, especially in PVM, end up being offensive, right? So you can skimp a little bit on those defense stats and get away with it, but you really do want the nice attack and speed stats just like this. Will be a beautiful, beautiful breeder. The question becomes, do I want it to be male or female? That is a really tough one. I think I'm going to pay for it to be male because I don't want this species to stay Meowth. And if I have nature on something that way, yeah, I think I do want to go ahead and pay the 5K Pokeyen, make sure that comes out male. That probably is worthwhile. So a lot of breeders on an Iron Man aren't just 5 times 31, 6 times 31. Most of the time, I would say you want pragmatic breeders on an Iron Man account. 5 times 31 Pokemon, 6 times 31 Pokemon, very overrated. If you're on a main account, I don't normally recommend buying those Pokemon. They're just so expensive for the benefits they give over 2 times 31 in like the really important stats, correct nature, and like 20 to 25 plus in other stats is usually going to be statistically equivalent or very, very similar. The thing you have to ask yourself in Pokemon is about damage rolls, right? What special attack stat, let's do an example. What special attack stat do you need on your Garchomp to be able to one-shot a Scizor with Fire Blast? Does that make sense? You need to count, you don't need to go, you might not need to, I'm not sure. You probably don't need to go 31 attack, rash nature on a mixed Garchomp. You end up going naive nature to give yourself, you know, the speed and whatever to outspeed Scizor or outspeed, if you want to go like, I don't, you know, something like some crazy move, right? Ice Fang or whatever, you know, some sort of coverage move. You don't want to overdo your damage. If you have too much damage, that damage isn't really going anywhere, if that makes sense. I mean, same thing with speed. So it's all about, and PvP, that's why calculations in PvP are so specific, because you really want to, you're trying to do a specific action. You have to ask yourself, why am I running special attack on Garchomp? Why am I going mixed Garchomp? Usually the answer is to pack on like a Fire Blast or a Draco Meteor to either catch Scizor off guard with the Fire Blast or catch a opposing Garchomp off guard with the Draco Meteor or some sort of other Pokemon to just hit for decent neutral damage. Right, here's a pretty simple little 2 times 31 breed right here, Spinda and Nidorino. Now this is a monster edge Pokemon, so I'm kind of trading it off to get it over into the field, so it's not really great, but it's totally fine. It's a great breed. I don't want to be thinking too much about these breeds. I just want to get them done. I will say, fun little fact about this Nidoran, I remember this Nidoran. I caught this Nidoran. This is one of my first good catches on the account. I caught this Nidoran in the Safari Zone on the first day I started the account, so that's really cool that I'm still using Pokemon caught on the very first day of the account to make progress. I think that's really beautiful. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and roll the gender here. It should matter. 2 times 31 HP, defense, 25 plus attack. Hopefully high rolling the SPDF, and then speed can stay decent as well. We'll just get that going. And we did have one of our eggs hatch. Let's go ahead and check that out. It is our Poochyena. That is 2 times 31. It rolled Lonely, which is kind of interesting, but not amazing. We're gonna go probably use this actually right now and rebreed this essentially. The higher IVs a Pokemon has, the more Pokemon are being consumed by breeding, if that makes sense. If you're breeding a 2 times 31 into a 3 times 31, you have to basically consume, like, what is that, 4 1 times 31s? The more 31s on a Pokemon, the more Pokemon it usually equals being consumed. Obviously, if you caught a wild 2 times 31, that is not the case, but the higher IVs a Pokemon goes, the more and more Pokemon it takes to get there. We have another breed done as well. Careful Nature Meowth, just insanely good stats. We didn't low roll any of the 19s, which I was a little concerned about. Thankfully, we did not hit that, which is really, really lucky. Let's go ahead and grab that. This is essentially a complete breeder. I'm actually not going to mess with this anymore. This is going to be, if I have a 1 times 31 Pokemon in attack or speed, and then 20 plus other stats, and like Adamant Nature, I can finish that breed. So this is a done, really, really good breeder, might I add. If every single breeder on the Iron Man account looks like this, I would be extremely happy. This is honest, like, it's exactly what I want. All right, next up we have this male Poochyena. Let's look for an extra 31, like a 31 HP or defense to add on to it. All right, And this is where things look like they're getting a little difficult. No, I do have one breeder. Like this, I almost am already out of breeders for this. I don't have many pairings for 2x31s. I do have this Patrat over here, which is awesome. And I might go ahead and just utilize that. I'm losing the, the adamant nature on it. But I think that's okay in this situation. It's like almost tempting to actually just Everstone this and like let the HP Ivy roll. That would kind of be like gambling. There's like a 20% chance that the HP just high rolls. Is it worth using this to do that? I don't think so. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just brace these, make a nice little 3x31 breed. Now, this Patrat is a Pokemon that I caught, not one that I bred. You can usually quickly tell based on the Pokeball that it's in, as well as the levels is level 4. So I think I caught this one during a catch event. If I recall correctly, that Patrat was during, low level catch event. There we go. 3x31. Just going to go through with this. We could worry about the gender. I might make it male just because the problem is this is definitely like not a done breeder. Well, most likely, if this rolls adamant or rolls a good nature, we could actually brace the defense on a different Pokemon. I'm going to go for male on that. That could bite me, but it's 5,000 Pokeyen. It's mostly fine. When you're trying to clear space on an Ironman, something that a lot, myself, I do this constantly. It's just overcomplicating breeds, forgetting what I'm trying to do, trying to look for all these specific little niche matches when in reality, just breeding a 2x31 Diglett or a Dugtrio with attack and speed could be super relevant in both PvP and PvM. Just going for a quick little breed like that is sometimes all you gotta do. Now, I do need a Ditto breeder for this since it is a male Diglett, so I do have to keep an eye out for that, but I want some sort of Ditto with like almost no other stats. Like, I actually don't want to waste these other stats. You do have to kind of factor that in a little bit, but you don't want to do overkill. So often, I just end up worrying about too much, and I'm trying to find the perfect breeder, and I actually have this adamant one I can actually use, adamant or jolly I can use afterwards, but for now we're going to use this mild one and to create a simple 2x31 mon. You usually have to create breeders to get to other breeds done anyway, and there's just too many times that I've been trying to complete a breed within one breed, and that's almost never, it's just never going to happen on an Ironman account. On an Ironman account, every single breed, every single mon is going to take many breeds, unless you are extremely lucky with some catches. I'll happily take this Diglett. I'm going to pay for this one to be female because I do want to breed that up again into a Dugtrio. Honestly, a utility Dugtrio is something I'll actually need in the future, so maybe I'll just turn that into a utility Dugtrio. Having an arena trap Pokemon is important for certain shiny hunts or for certain activities when you can run into a teleport Ralts or certain other mons like that. I literally just had to recently catch that arena trap Diglett right before going to that Ralts catch event because I didn't have one in my boxes, right? So I had to do that exact problem, you know, solve that math problem recently. All right. We did go ahead and breed this Spinda. It's a simple 2x31. It came out timid. Ooh, it's 2x31 with 20 plus and other stats. The timid nature is hilarious. The splotch pattern on this Spinda, very, very cool. I think this is just a done breeder. Once again, similar for now. If I had like a nature I could put onto it. Did this high roll? Something rolled up because this has like way better stats than I actually expected. It's 20 plus and everything. That's just so nice, honestly. I do also really like that Spinda's in the humanoid egg group. That is we transferred the Nidoran, I think, over to it. The monster egg group over to humanoid. Humanoid is a difficult egg group to farm for. Spinda is honestly the best Pokemon to farm to get breeders for that. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to keep that. That's going to be considered like a done breeder. I mean, ideally in the future, I'd actually like to have a box called like done breeders or like ready to go breeders that consist of mons with enough stats that they should only require one more breed or use to breed on something else. Spinda might actually require multiple more just because that was a different 2x31 Spinda. Let's try to turn this into something. But yeah, this one, there's a different female 2x31 Spinda. That's kind of hilarious. But that one, it's female, so that one might have to be bred for that reason. Let's go ahead and check. Does one match? This one does match. We can just breed these two Spindas together. I mean, this is just Spinda harmony, if you ask me. Let's just do exactly that, man. I'm not seeing a reason not to. Yeah, let's just go for it. Were these both bred? Two different breeders. Bred. This one was bred on 6/21, 6/17. 2 months ago. These have been sitting in my boxes for like 2 months. Like, oh, that's crazy, dude. All right, so here is that Spinda breed. 2x31, or 3x31 coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and make this. Ooh, do I want the gender to roll? I think I do. If I had a direct breeder for it in my boxes, things might be different. But like, I don't really care for it being a Spinda. I'm gonna let it roll. I'm gonna let it do that. I'm sure I'll learn more. I honestly, the answer is I don't know. I don't know when I need to pay for a Pokemon to be a specific gender or not at all times on the Ironman. I don't know the future. That's one of the hardest things. You don't know what's gonna happen, what's gonna come, what breeders you have, etc., on the Ironman account. And it's an intuitive thing that I bet you will come with time. the Iron Man accounts, the Iron Man community just needs more time to discover a lot of these things. It's one of the most fun parts of playing the account is that everything is unsolved, right? On a main account, so many things are solved. People know how to make the best Pokeyen. People know how to do these things, at least in the highest parts, you know, highest level, not the average player, but in the highest level of the community, right? Even the best Iron Man player are still like scratching their heads right now, like, huh, I think Crawdaunt with Imprison's the best way to Everstone farm, at least right now, but at which spot? There's 2 different spots that are possibly, like, everything needs to be discovered, and it's been so fun. It's almost like playing an MMO from scratch. Like, it's almost like playing an MMO when it's new to the market, you know, or a game when it's new to the market. And that's always just so exciting. Okay, we have this amazing patch rep, 3x31 and the 1x30. If we could get the defense, but this might just be a done breeder. I'm not sure. I do want to breed up once again to 4x and 5x31s if possible. I'm going to see if I have a matching breeder for this, but I doubt it. This feels extremely specific. So what I would do here is I would do 25 plus Spadef. And then you would essentially rotate around the different... This is what it looks like to find a breeder for this, by the way. Field, females, only field age group, I believe, for patch rat, right? To show you guys how long it takes to look for something like this. You could do it here. Let's do 31, 31. This should actually be the faster way to search for this. If we just do this and then search for required matching IVs 4, this should actually... Yep, nothing. So there's nothing in our boxes. As you can see, that matches that. Literally nothing. What if we bring this down to 3? What if we get rid of the 25? And then we do, yeah, 3 matching. Still nothing. Yeah, we have to make a breeder for this, which makes sense. Okay, I'm starting to do the thing where I'm overcomplicating breeds and I'm trying to find 2 exact Cs of matches. And that's just not what I need to do right now. It's so easy to fall into that trap. But thankfully, we do have some other breeders that have hatched, so we can go ahead and use those to cure our distraction. 2x31 Diglett, that is beautiful. If I have like a breeder for that, which I think I might, I'll need to check what stats people want though on Dugtrio. If you either go Adamant or Jolly, I'm not sure which one. Here is the Spinda. This one came out Jolly, but it's a special attacking breeder for the most part. So we're going to keep that over here, I think, for now. This, we could look for a quick breeder on this, but once again, I don't know if we want to go check PvP stats. The problem is Dugtrio, I'm mostly wanting this for like PVM and utility for the most part, which, I mean, to me, usually means that I actually want it in what's, like, I want Adamant. Like, so you probably go Jolly for PvP, but probably Adamant for PVM. But I think I could happily go Jolly. Let's go look for, I think I had, if I recall correctly, let's look for wannabe matching stats. Let's do, it is female, so we could just get a field age group breeder for this. We don't need to use that Ditto if possible. Let's just check. We only need one of the matching stats, and it does need to be Adamant. We have a Spinda. Ooh, this could be what we use instead of using the, or this, what's this one? This is Adamant. Okay. This could be what I use. I mean, that would be amazing. It's such an easy, that's perfect. No, it's perfect. What am I thinking? There's no other, it can't get better than that. I think that's perfect. I think that is the perfect breeder. Also, look at my Everstone. I used to have like 30 Everstones. I have used a fair bit. Okay, not enough though. We got a lot more breeds to do, but that is a fantastic, hell yeah. Okay, we'll attack brace this. This will give me a 2x31 Adamant. That is our first Pokemon complete today. We're mostly just breeding breeders for breeders, but that is our first utility PVM Pokemon that will be done. We're gonna put that in a luxury ball, as I'd like to do for all my completed breeds. Hell yeah, Adamant Nature, perfect. All right, I'm going to do a little change of scenery because as much as I love breeding on the Iron Man account, dude, it can be really repetitive. And it's a lot to like watch visually on screen, the same spot over and over again. Let's go over to Unova. Let's work on the flying aid group. This is an aid group that I think is really interesting and has some really cool Pokemon, but kind of gets neglected and can be difficult to even find like the right breeders for every now and again. So I have this female Pidgey, 31 attack. We're going to start there. We're going to look for a male. We should find just any sort of male breeder. This one's Adamant, so I'd like to not use that if possible. This is perfect. Beautiful. A little male Pidgey. This is from a catch event very, very recently. This was 2 days ago. Very recent catch event. 31 attack, 31 speed breeder. Really simple. These are honestly the kind of breeds that I should just be cranking through. Beautiful shinies over here. There's so many like veteran players that come over here and hang out over at the Unova spot. This used to be the most efficient spot to go to for breeding. I've told that story a few times. Nowadays, it doesn't actually matter. It's really wherever you prefer. I did something wrong. Oh, I grabbed 2 Pidgeys out of 31 attack. Neither is 31 speed. That's what happens when you breed for too long. A mistake's going to happen, but as long as you catch the mistake before you go through the breed, you know, who cares? You know, that's not, honestly, a mistake caught is not really a mistake that creates problems. A mistake made. And it turns out we do not have a single flying male aid group 31 speed Pokemon aside from Dittos. I could use a Ditto. I might use a Ditto, but you know what? We're going to look for a well, I have the 31 attack. Maybe I do care about having actually the 30. Maybe I will use a Ditto. You know what? This is one of those egg groups. I do want a Ditto with like not other stats going on. This one's timid, so I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to mess with that. This one's jolly. That one's adamant. I don't want to use those. I could use this, or this one's calm. Calm or lonely. We're going to go with a calm one. 2 times 31 Pidgey. That's it. All right, next up we have 2 very different breeds, okay? Breed number 1, really simple, field egg group, 2 times 31, attack and special defense. That's it. That's all there is to talk about. Very simple breed. Next up, this breed is very weird looking, but I think it's actually really, really good, okay? We are using, yes, a Alpha Ninetales with really, really good stats. However, I already have like the best Drought Ninetales a man could ever ask for. I'm so happy with my Drought Ninetales. Maybe I'll get a second one in the future, but I'm just in no rush. I don't think so. I think this is perfect. I'm instead going to use this to breed a field egg group male breeder, 25 plus HP, possibly rolling 25 to 31 defense, special attack 31. Special defense could also roll up, but 27 plus speed, and it's modest nature. So this is going to be an incredible special attacking field egg group or humanoid egg group breeder. I think this creates a perfect breeder, so I'm willing to sacrifice my Ninetales for it. It might like a little crazy, but we have to start using these alphas to create better breeders. We could get really lucky and like 3 times 31 roll. I doubt it. That would be so crazy, but you know, there's our adamant Diglett, by the way. Beautiful. That is done. That is a complete Pokemon. We're going to send both of these over to our boxes. We're going to put that Diglett over in our comps box. That feels really amazing. We'll EV train that in the future. And then this Pidgey, just 2 times 31. Pretty simple. That just goes over to breeders. All right, next up, 2 very simple breeds, just 2 times 31 in the field egg group. One is 31 HP, 31 speed. And the other is a Buizel and a Smeargle. The Smeargle was caught during that original Smeargle grind, which was a really cool arc in the series. Having to do this and having to get a good catch Smeargle to be able to catch the Zapdos after killing it was a very memorable time. We have this little Buizel. I think I must have caught this Buizel like on the way to some Pokedex entry or something like that. So we have 2 simple 2 times 31 field egg group breeders. Nothing a whole lot to talk about. We do have 2 hatches, which is our Lillipup and our Spinda. Let's go check out how these came out. Let's see. First things first, our Spinda, modest nature. We didn't roll any of the 31s, but that's okay. This thing is gorgeous, dude. It is in the field humanoid egg group, which is a little wonky, but it still works. Like, this is a perfect breeder. I'll see if I can pair it with any sort of attack, right, special attack that I might need now, but other than that, and then just a simple 2 times 31 breed once again. I'll start trying to pair these up here, but once again, I'm trying to clear space, but look at how little it's doing. Look at how little the dent I made is. You know what? I'm going to compile every box, and I'll show you guys how few spaces I've cleared. Okay, so I compiled everything. I moved all these boxes over. As you can see, this box is full, this box is full, this box is full, this box is full. But this one, you know what? I've cleared more space than I realized. It's going to be this -3 because I do have 3 breeders literally in my incubators and in my party. So -3. Dude, I've cleared 12 spaces. I've done 12 breeds in this amount of time. That was not too shabby. I mean, it probably took me, I want to say an hour, maybe less than an hour, but it's definitely a lot of mental focus to prep all these breeds. And you know what? This Speed Boost Carvanha, dude, I love Sharpedo. Will it be the most powerful mon? Probably not, but I would love to try to see if I have breeders for this to start breeding this up. I'd love to have a Speed Boost Sharpedo. What a fun Pokemon over an NU, I believe. Like, what a fun Pokemon to sweep with an NU. That'd be a blast. Now, you do also need mixed damage on a Sharpedo. You actually do generally want to go special attack and attack to be able to have advantage of both and be able to break through all of the walls. Anybody trying to check your very frail but very hard-hitting and constantly speed-boosting Pokemon, this is one of the most fun abilities in all of Pokemon. Ooh, and I kind of forgot. Instead of this Carvanha, screw that, dude. We literally have this Sharpedo right over here. And if I can breed this Sharpedo up and be usable, I can actually release the Carvanha. So that's a 2-for-1 special if you ask me, because I'm just keeping that because of the hidden ability access. So let's go ahead. You know what? Let's try to get some value out of this Sharpedo. We might need to breed it with a Ditto. Water B is a weird egg group. It's not a very common one. It's not a very valued one, to be totally honest. Let's see what we have. This one does have 31 attack and 27 plus attack, which is relevant. We need to raise the speed and give it a usable nature. But thankfully, because it's a mixed attacker, I think it can go a lot of the different natures, like mild, lonely, naughty. I don't know if plus speed is super relevant, like hasty, naive. I don't know how much you want to go that. I'm not totally sure. Probably don't, if I'm being honest. And to be honest, I don't think I have a breeder. I was like so hyped up. I was so excited for this. I don't think I want to use my God Breeder Ditto. This Ditto gets recommended for everything. Whenever I search up stats, I'm like, oh, what can I use this with? And it's always so limited. I'm trying to find any, look at these stats search. 31 speed, let's do 20 plus attack. These are not like crazy, restrictions. Okay, here is a Ditto. Here's something. This one's adamant nature. So what I would do is, it would just lower. The problem is I have to brace the speed, brace the attack on this, and then what? Lose the 31 speed def and the defense, like super hyper low rolls, and we don't even have nature. Like, yeah, it's not gonna work. I will one day do this. I got excited for nothing. I will one day do this Sharpedo breed, but we're not even close to having breeders. Let me find some actual things that I can complete. Let me also throw this Spinda over here in one of the breeder boxes. This is a fantastic breeder that will be used in the future. Also, we have our other two. As I'm getting distracted, trying to look for, once again, too specific of breeds. I'm trying to do too much. Let's slow down. Let's go grab what we do have done. Our 31 HP and 31 speed, just our simple 2x31 field egg group breeders. And can these go together? Yes, they can. I think was this one, it's water A and field, I believe. Water A field. Do I want to? This one's the female. Oh, that's perfect. Since the Weasel, I got lucky there. That was lucky, honestly. I can go grab an attack brace, grab a speed brace, just combine these two breeds. I was not planning for that at all. Got kind of lucky on the rolls. That was did not think enough ahead, and I could have gotten punished, but you know what? Iron Man luck always comes through. 3x31 field or water A egg group breeder. I'm gonna pay for this one to be male, and we'll use that in the future. All right, we've been breeding a ton of breeders. What if we actually breed some Pokemon that are relevant, like Raid, PVM, or PvP Pokemon? So we only have one so far with our trio. Let's go ahead. I need to breed down this Tyrogue. It's going to be 25 plus attack, 31 speed, and I need to make a Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is one of the best fighting type DPS Raid Pokemon. It's going to be very, very relevant for Darkrai when that comes back, as well as a few other raids. So we're gonna get that egg hatching, and I will need to go ahead and make sure to rebreathe. Unless that rolls, if that rolls Lonely, Naughty, or Adamant, it's probably done, which would be insane. But if it doesn't, we just need 25 plus attack, 31 speed, or like 25 plus in both. Honestly, does not need to be perfect. And then plus damage nature is probably going to be more important than plus speed. Next up, I need to make a Lucario breeder, or Lucario for raids, right? A raid Lucario. This Pokemon, I want it to be high attack, and high speed. The defenses are pretty much irrelevant. I'd like them to, if possible, sure, which is why it's really funny. Looking at this Lucario, most people might see this thing, oh, this is the best breeder. It's actually not, because it's only the defenses. Only the defenses are high, and everything else is like 15, right? Looking at these two Lucarios, you might think this is the best Lucario because it does 20 plus in 3 stats that a physical attacker would need. But once again, it's missing attack and it's missing speed. However, this Lucario has 20 plus attack, has 20 plus speed, which can be high rolled even further. It's just missing attack. So this, in my opinion, is actually the best Lucario breeder out of the ones that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and put the other two back in my boxes, and I'm sure I'll make, more in the future. But for now, yeah, weirdly, this is the best Lucario, the one that I want to start with today. And it's really annoying, similar to Tyrogue, every time I need to rebreed this Pokemon multiple times, which I will have to do multiple times to, breed it up into a usable Pokemon, I'm going to have to raise its happiness to evolve it, which is going to be a pain in the butt, but you got to do it. It is what it is. So there's our Weasel done. That is 3x31. We're going to move that over here. Beautiful. And then next up, this Lucario breed. We have to find a Ditto for this as well, since it is male. All right, so here is the Ditto breeder that I found. What I'll be doing is bracing the attack on the Ditto, and then also bracing the special attack on the Lucario. And I will definitely, looks like I get really lucky and roll. To be fair, any of the mixed attacker natures, since there's so many mixed attacker natures, you can get really lucky on situations like this. We're gonna go ahead and brace this. This is a great example of a weird breed because we are bracing something that isn't 31. We're bracing 29 special attack. Lucario also might be one of those mons that needs egg moves. You always want to check if possible. This says that Meteor Mash is an egg move, but mine already has that, so it might learn it in a different way. Sometimes the Pokedex is weird with stuff like that. So thankfully we do have that. Meteor Mash, high jump kick, it either might have, or we could just use close combat. I feel like close combat's actually going to be better for raids because the 100% accuracy is relevant. We should be good. I think this is all of the, maybe you could argue follow me could be needed in certain raids, but that's really niche. If we need that, you know what, one day we'll have to just breed it. I'll have to just bite the bullet on that one. I am going to make this female for sure, so I can breed it a bit easier in the future. 31 attack, 25 plus attack, and then 20 plus speed. We're going to go through with this. Very likely we'll have to level this up and rebreed it though. So we have our Riolu and our Tyrogue over in our incubator now, which is kind of funny. Both of the happiness evos. And speaking of breeding up good Pokemon, we already have our Rotom Heat that we use for our Ho-Oh refight, but I really need a Rotom Wash. And I want to go ahead and just start breeding from this one. And this one actually has like pretty darn good stats. Rotom Wash is the glue that holds together, in my opinion, so many PvP teams. Rotom Wash just does something so specific and so niche that no other Pokemon really does. It's kind of like Zapdos in that regard of like, nobody really fills the same role that Rotom Wash does, right? It's a levitate Pokemon that can switch in on, it has an immunity, can switch in on ground type attacks. It only really gets hit by grass type. So the main thing you have to factor in is don't put yourself in a bad spot against a superior. That's how Rotom Wash really gets countered and really gets checked. But if you have like Zapdos or Dragonite on the same team as Rotom Wash, you can like switch between, you know, that against superior. Oh man, you could do some super busted stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. Rotom Wash is just such a perfect check. I love it for checking Scizor. It's a very unique Pokemon, very tanky, offers utility, has really good damage while also being tanky. Well, you'll see it a lot more in use. Rotom Wash, one of those Pokemon that once you play with it, you're like, oh my god, this just feels so strong. There are certain mons like that in Pokemon, like they're kind of like idiot proof is what I call them. I'm not a good PvP player by any means. I don't practice. I don't play actively. I like to research and look into things, but I don't practice. How could I possibly be good at it? You know, it makes total sense. It would be arrogant or insanity to assume otherwise, in my personal opinion, but Rotom Wash is just fantastic. So I'm going to look for a Ditto breeder for this. I do want to keep as high Spatak and like these stats as possible. They really matter. Speed, I actually want low. I actually hard prefer low speed on a Rotom Wash for something called slow vault switching. And what that usually means is you actually want to vault switch after your opponent. This comes up in a situation, let's say my opponent is on Scizor, okay? And then I go Rotom Wash to then check that Scizor. All right, so Rotom Wash checks Scizor quite well. It doesn't really take too much damage from it. It can then click something like Volt Switch or Hydro Pump or whatever to try to get off some damage. Usually you're Volt Switching against Scizor. But why the low speed is so important, number one, Rotom's base stat speed, Rotom Wash, is 86. That's pretty high compared to Scizor's, which I believe is like 65. Let's go double check. I don't have it in my Pokedex, so I'll double check on Wikipedia really quick. All right, I did just confirm Scizor's base stat speed is 65. Okay, you actually want your Rotom Wash to be slower than your opponent's Scizor. The reason why is because you switch your Scizor, or you switch your Rotom Wash into their Scizor, right? Then they probably want to get out of that fight. They want to get out of that situation because they can't really fight you as Rotom Wash, right? So they're either going to hard switch into a different Pokemon or they're going to U-turn. If they U-turn and they're faster, they're going to U-turn first and then have to switch Pokemon. And then you get to Volt Switch as long as they don't go a ground type. But that's like the whole mind game of like, oh, if they go a ground type to counter your Volt Switch, well, then you could have clicked Hydro Pump and just obliterate their Hippo down. So they don't really want to go a ground type either because it's a little scary, right? It's a big risk on what you're expecting your opponent to do. But if they're faster, they U-turn. They then go, you know, Jolteon or whatever, you Volt Switch, and then you get to counter their Jolteon, right? So whoever's the slower person in the U-turn Volt Switch battles gets to actually check or counter. You stay ahead. It's called like tempoing. You get to keep tempo ahead of your opponent, which is like the most powerful thing in singles Pokemon PvP. I'm a massive fan and massive advocate of actually going for a lower speed on your Rotom Wash. You give up other areas, like you do, like, you know, not outspeed certain Pokemon, and you sometimes do less damage by being lower speed. But in my opinion, I care about checking Scizor so much, and I really care about having that tempo that I prefer it. I prefer my Rotom Wash being my glue, my utility, my switching Pokemon that ties everything together versus like doing the most amount of damage on the team. I have other Pokemon that fit that role. Once again, I'm not the best PvP player by any means. I understand basic concepts, and if you want extra PvP advice, please go check out Spidget. He is my favorite PvP content creator, very entertaining while also being very talented, as well as people like AFC Adino. I'm sure there's many more I'm forgetting, but there's a lot of amazing PvP creators who dedicate, you know, their thought process and every day to PvP and PokeMMO. One of the most beautiful parts of PokeMMO is you can dedicate 10,000 hours to the game and still be terrible at certain areas of the game. There's just so many things to explore. All right, but anyways, back to the breed. I do really need high HP and high defense. Those are very important. The attack is irrelevant. The speed I actually want to be low. So let's go look for something with 31 HP or 31 defense on some sort of Ditto. I have to breed this Rotom with either other Dittos or Rotoms. So that's like the really sticky situation. I could breed it with this one. Going for like multiple 31s is going to be difficult. I actually do really like that this Ditto is relaxed. Ooh, I almost... Oh, that's actually like really tempting. The problem is, what do I do after that? I don't really have any other Dittos that line up. What about this? Let's see this. What do I have here? 31 defenses. It has to be... Let's search for Ditto. Anything? I have no... Let's lower these stats, I guess. No 31 defense Dittos. I probably won't be able to finish... Oh, I have... Oh, I have this Ditto. Okay. Okay. I really want my Rotom Wash to be bold is the problem. This going modest does limit what I want to do with it. I could make a modest Rotom Wash as well, and then eventually down the road make a bold one. That is very possible. So what I could go ahead and do is use this Ditto. Oh, but I almost... This sounds really weird. What I might actually do here, so I have this Rotom, and then the 2 Dittos. Okay? What I might end up doing... This is so... I don't want to... Oh, do I really use this Ditto? This is so weird. I know I'm just saying over and over again how weird this is, but this is so weird. Let me go for... You know what? Let me try. I almost want to go relaxed. I'd almost rather go relaxed. I want some sort of plus defense nature, whether it's relaxed or bold. I'd rather have this if possible, but I need to HP brace is the problem. What if I look for... What if I brace the Spadef on my Rotom and don't worry about carrying over that stat? That probably opens up a lot of options. My options for this are almost so terrible that I want to just wait for another day, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use this Ditto, and I'm not going to Everstone the relaxed nature, I think. Let me see the chances for it. I think I'm going to go ahead and just Everstone, or yeah, brace the HP, essentially, and just go through this breed the boring old-fashioned way. I'd have to catch another Ditto. I have to catch more Dittos for this to be complete. But they're bracing the wrong Pokemon. Whoopsie. I'm just not going to be able to finish this today. Unless I get super lucky on this, like... Well, no, the defense is still too low. Yeah, I just don't see myself finishing this today. I could make this one modest, but bold is just so important, I find. There's a lot of Pokemon that I would be very flexible on the nature. I think Rotom Wash is one that I care about so much. I care about it being powerful so badly. You know what? I feel bad. I've talked about it for so long. I'm not even going to go through that breed. I've literally spent so many minutes talking about Rotom Wash and how I want to breed it, and I can't even do it today. I'm so sorry to bait you guys like that, but that is the realistic... That is Iron Man. It's just planning stuff out. So much of the account is planning. So apologies, but it is what it is, man. That's the account. Whoa. Hold your horses, though. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I could actually... Go ahead and grab. Let's get rid of these. Let's just look for Rotom. Maybe I don't need 31s. Maybe I could go ahead and breed this Ditto with 30 HP, 29 defense with my Rotom. You know what? We can start this. We can get this party started. It does not need to be perfect. I will get a Spadef brace. I will get the HP brace. HP or defense. I want to roll. Let's put the HP brace. This is perfect. Sometimes I worry too much about going for 31s and looking for those green numbers on the Iron Man account, and it's a big mistake. There's so much to improve upon. Here we go. Beautiful example. 30 HP, 30 Spadef, 28 plus attack. Defense could high roll or medium roll. Would be very happy with either. And then speed stays low. This is a perfect start to a Rotom breed. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm really glad we could make some progress there instead of just totally baiting. Okay, we do have 2 other breeds done. I'm really curious to see what these look like. The Riolu and the Tyrogue. These will be a pain in the butt to level up and evolve to be able to rebreed. Let's see how they came out. Not this one. Where's the level 1 Riolu over here? Let's throw that back in. All right, moment of truth. Quiet nature. We got it. That's unusable. Got to rebreed that. Timid is like... not good. We can't keep that. We need it to be a mixed usable nature. So both of these will have to get leveled up and rebred. But you know what? It's a really good step in the right direction. Oh shit, speaking of countering Scizor and good Scizors, I'm gonna go grab this for sure. There is a Scizor Swarm. If it's still active, I'm gonna go grab my HM Dragonite just in case. I would love to get a free Scizor. I doubt I have that in the Pokedex. That'd be an amazing Pokedex entry, as well as any good Scizor would be amazing for PvP. It'd be a fantastic, or even raids. Like, Scizor has been used in the past for certain raids. This also might be a good excuse to finally go unlock the fly location for Black City. I just haven't done that yet. I've just been a little lazy in that regard. So you know what? Perfect excuse to go ahead and make myself do that. Even if the Swarm is gone, if it's expired, I can still, oh, I think it's still here. Beautiful. We can still make our way over to Black City and do that. Beautiful. Here's at least one catch. Perfect. All right, here is our first ever Scizor catch on the account. Let's check the IVs. Lonely Nature, not terrible. IVs, not great. Not good, to be honest. So that's okay. That is a Pokedex entry. I am going to catch all 4, man. It's worth it. There's no way I have Behemoth in the Pokedex. Yeah, this is an easy catch as well. Should be able to just false swipe 4. Can't imagine there's much of a problem here. Let's just go for it. All right, and there is Behemoth caught as well. New Pokedex entry. No stats required. Just give me it as a Pokedex entry. I mean, Modest Nature honestly makes it a decent breeder. I've used Behemoth in the past as a very interesting, really powerful Trick Room Pokemon in NU. Really niche, hard to pilot, difficult to utilize properly on the right team, but a fantastic Trick Room nasty plot threat that does way more damage than people realize. Behemoth actually has a disgustingly high, I believe like 140 something, 125, way higher than you would expect for an NU weird little Pokemon. This thing does damage. I used to use Life Orb nasty plot Behemoth to just go bonkers under Trick Room. All right, there's the second Scizor. Tough catch, man. Almost 1% HP, asleep, broke out of 3 net balls. Those stats are pretty solid. It's got 3 out of the 5 stats that it needs being 20 plus, and I can just go for the 31. Yeah, that's actually pretty, not amazing, but definitely a solid start. Oh, our third Scizor is Adamant Nature. Let's see if it has any stats. 31 defense, nothing else, but you know what? Will that be? I don't know if I'll end up being able to actually utilize that, but you know what? We will take it. There should be one more Scizor spawn. I don't think they already despawn. No way. That was fast. If so, I think there is. No, it's over here. I just couldn't see. Okay, bottom left. All right, there's the 4th and final Scizor caught. There's also a Porygon Z Swarm over at Pokemon Mansion. If it's not too deep in the mansion, I might go for it. One of the most important swarms in all of PokeMMO, like no joke, is Porygon Z, because it's the only real way to get Porygon breeders. You can only breed Porygon with Dittos and itself, and that is a pain in the butt Pokemon to get a really good version of. And once again, you can only really get them. The other way to get Porygon encounters is by buying casino coins over in Celadon City in Kanto and buying Porygons for like 40,000 Pokeyen a piece. They're really expensive. I will say I'm guessing that unfortunately these Porygons are at like the bottom of the Pokemon Mansion, so it might be a little annoying to get there, but it's probably worth it, honestly. All right, but after doing the annoying puzzle, I made my way all the way to the basement, and I don't even see the Porygons. I did pick up a Wise Glasses, though, fun fact, and a Full Restore. So the Wise Glasses actually being a permanently holdable item that boosts the special attack, I believe. Yeah, special moves by 10%. So it actually is a usable item sometimes in niche raids. You might want to, like, another booster, but I'm not seeing the Porygons, and they're not done yet. They last like 8 more minutes. I just can't find them. Probably should have scoped out the entire basement before I left, because when I put the screen on full size, yeah, I can see the Porygons up here. Whoopsie. All right, I'm just glad I got at least one of these encounters. They do expire in 6 minutes, I can tell thanks to my Discord, so I might try to go for a quick ball here, but I bet the odds of it, I bet the catch rate's not that great. Also, swarms are so much higher level. They used to be like, I think they changed swarms to change levels based on the levels of your Pokemon in your party, and they didn't used to do that, and I forgot this had double edge. I literally was told by my Discord it had double edge. Thankfully, I'm the luckiest Iron Man in the world, and he still just didn't die, so woo, very, very lucky. Watch this Porygon now come out like Modest Nature 31 attack, 31 like Spatak or some shit. If that happens, you guys can call me a lucky sack in the comments. I mean, the other scary thing is, what if I just don't catch it? This is a difficult Pokemon to catch. It's 1 HP asleep. Yeah, it is not. It's escaping forever. If it double edges again, it's just going to wake up, double edge, and KO itself. Nothing I can do. We get far enough in turns. Timer Ball becomes better. It is better than Ultra Ball right now. Let's just go switch to timers. Oh, we did get the catch. It stayed asleep for long enough. Show me these stats. Show me like Modest. Calm is not bad. That's not bad. 20 plus in 3 stats that it needs. Not amazing, but not bad. Ooh, I went for the quick ball on one of them and it worked. I don't know the odds of that, but yeah, that saved me a lot of time. We have 4 minutes left to catch the other 2. That might give us the perfect amount of speed we needed. According to PokeMMO Hub's catch rate calculator, which I don't find to be perfect, but is very, very helpful and still like gives you a better idea, it is a 29.4% chance to quick ball a Porygon like that. So definitely got, you know, that lucky roll. The awkward thing about this thing having double edge is that you can't really play around it. Like you still need, their catch rate is so difficult, you still need to false swipe them down and get them low enough. Now, thankfully, at that HP, it's unlikely he'll be able to like kill himself or KO himself, you know, with it, but what are you gonna do? You have to, you know, false swipe. You have to make this thing catchable. Otherwise, it's just way too tough. Here's another calculation for those curious. At 20% HP, which is about what mine is at, with an Ultra Ball and a Sleep, it's about a 61% chance catch rate. So pretty good here, 21.2% technically. You know, a little higher HP than I count, but it should be about the same. It's about a 60% or so catch rate. There we go. There's that one caught. That is Impish Nature. Once again, that one's not used. Minus Patak, right? Yeah, not usable nature. That's okay. Still, like, even if we just have these as rare breeders, I really like Shiny Porygon. So I would love to have these as rare breeders over some of my other options instead. How do I get to this last Porygon? Do I have to click like this? Yeah, I think I do. I have to do, like, even more of the puzzle. Very funny, dude. All right, here's the fourth and final Porygon. Happy and honestly surprised that I got all 4 of them. All right, and there's the 4th Porygon caught. Any stats? Just, you know, 20 plus in 3 of the stats that it needs. Porygon is a special attacking Pokemon. I'm pretty happy with that. I always forget if you can escape rope out of here. No, you cannot. So you do have to, like, go back and, like, undo the puzzle you essentially done, which is always funny. All right, let's get the heck out of here, and then I have an idea. We need to go train and evolve this Riolu and this Tyrogue, but also check our Rotom. Our Rotom did hatch, so let's go grab that here first. All right, let's grab our Rotom first things first. I don't even want to see the stats yet. I want to see them for the first time over in my party. Adamant Nature Roll, which is terrible. We'll have to rebreed that, of course. The nature is unusable. But stats, 30 HP, 12 defense. I think the defense low roll, but that's okay. Did the speed medium roll, something like that. 28 Spatak, 30 Spadef, 30 HP. I can work with this. This is nothing amazing happened, but we can work with this. Do I want to keep breeding this up? I think I do. Don't I have that Ditto that was 31 defense? Actually, I forget. Was it 31 defense? Let's go see. Let's go see what Ditto I'm thinking of. I feel like I had one. If I remember correctly, we have this one. There's 31 defense hasty. We have the alpha one. Yup, that was one. This one's modest, but terrible other stats. We can't use that. It was this one. We were going to use the alpha Ditto, I think. I think that's worth it. I think it's really sad to use, unless I have something else. I think it's worth it. This, like, Rotom Wash is such a powerful Pokemon. This is the Pokemon that I'm waiting for. Like, the value, alpha, so Dittos, good IV Dittos are liquid gold on an Iron Man account. Good IV Dittos are liquid, like, diamonds. Like, the good alpha Dittos are so insane, right? They're so powerful. And Rotom Wash is such a specific breed. This is what I'm waiting for. This is the kind of thing that I am, you know, looking for. The only problem is the nature. I'd be randomly rolling the nature, and I really don't like that. Let me go find where that relaxed Ditto is and just see what stats that had so I can recall. Let me just try looking for like 25 plus defense as well. Like, if that's something I can manage, I'd be very happy with that. It's not that I don't want to use this breeder. I just wonder if there's better is kind of where I'm at. Okay, the Ditto I was thinking of is this one. And this one we could breed with our Rotom. And essentially what we'd be doing is just getting the relaxed nature, which I do like since it makes me slower than Scizor guaranteed. The problem is then I wouldn't have my defense stat, right? So that's I think I need to work out. I basically need to breed up this Ditto first. I think I can maybe finish my Ditto though. Wait, what's this Ditto? This is interesting. Ooh, should I use this instead? So what I'd be doing here is I'd be Spatak bracing this Ditto, defense bracing this. I think I can do this. I think I can finish this without having to use my Alpha Ditto and still make an extremely good Rotom. Okay, so I have these 2 Dittos. Both are relaxed, which is kind of funny. This one has better stats, so I want to end on this one. What I want to do here is I want to breed these 2 together, brace the defense to 24, which is not amazing. You know, let's say that. But it'll be enough, and I'll show you why. Okay, so our breed should look like this. It's going to be Rotom plus Ditto. It's going to be 30 plus HP, 24 defense. I wish it was a little higher, but I can't really do anything about that. The Spatak should be brace. Did I not item that? Oopsie. Brace the Spatak to 28 Spatak, which is nice and high. Speed can low roll. Honestly, I prefer that. That's fine. Spadef 22 plus. This is a great Rotom breeder. And then what I'll do is I'll finish it up with this Ditto. Okay. So then I can Everstone this Ditto and then IV brace the defense on this one, and it will come out perfect. This will be a fit. Yeah, we'll be done Rotom Wash today. And if I want to make a better one in the future, I can. But I mean, technically, this one I'm breeding right now could also, like, if we get really lucky, We could also roll like Bold or whatever. I'm pretty happy with Relaxed though. Once again, I really care about having that slower Vault Switch, so I'm pretty happy with Relaxed. All right, but while that Rotom is hatching, let's head over to Pallet Town. Why am I going to Pallet Town? So you can actually go talk to Gary's sister and ask her, hey, I actually really want you to groom one of my Pokemon, like, you know, have some tea with them. Yeah, groom them, treat them, give them a little self-care, okay? We're going to do this to our Tyrode. And what that's going to do is going to raise his happiness from 20% to 50% for free. It is free happiness. And that's important because it's a pain in the butt to raise up Pokemon's happiness. So we have that. Now we can head over to Hoenn, do a little bit of XP training, go grab our Pikachu, XP train these two Pokemon until they evolve, and then rebreed them again and actually get our correct Raid, Lucarios, and Hitmonlee. I'm going to put this Ditto away for now as well, so I don't accidentally end up like wasting or getting XP on that. Don't want to be doing that. We do want to go grab our Pikachu though, of course. Just typical Tentacruel XP training. Nothing exciting to see here. All right, but after grooming one of your Pokemon, you essentially want to go ahead and just level them up, and that is generally the fastest way to go ahead and get happiness on them. Fun fact, whenever your Pokemon try to like learn moves like this, usually logging out and logging back in is actually the best strat. It actually saves you the most amount of time and like skips over those moves. That's a common strat you'll see for people shiny hunting Shedinja, which is where I learned that strategy. I think usually you need like 88% happiness, 87 or 88 to get the evolution. And then once we get the Tyrode evolved, we can, you know, put that in our PC or go rebreed that and just work on the Riolu. The Riolu didn't get, you know, helped out by Gary's sister, so it's going to take a little bit more levels. And that's like the wonky part of happiness training is the, you know, early on it gains happiness per level gained, right? So early on when it's low level, like level 1 to 20, it gains a lot of happiness really quickly, but then it starts to really slow down. And usually on a main account, what you would do is you'd actually buy berries. Berries speed up the happiness grind tremendously. On an Iron Man account, we don't really have access to those same berries, at least without berry farming and doing a lot of other things to actually get access to them, right? So, I did actually make a little mistake. I logged out there to save some time, and that actually would have been the level up my Tyrode needed. So it would have evolved there. I'm going to go ahead. Actually, while we're, it's about to turn nighttime, something I'm worried about. I have my Rotom breed done. I need to make sure I evolve my Riolu before daytime ends, because then I won't be able to for quite a while. I think it becomes nighttime at like 21 or something like that in game. I almost just want to stick here for a little bit and then we'll go do our Rotom breed in a quick sec. All right, here's the evolution for Tyrode. It does not matter which Hitmon version Tyrode evolves into. I actually don't care about that at all right now, because I'm just going to rebreed it no matter what. Eventually, I want it to be this. I want it to be a Hitmonlee in the future, but for now, it does not matter. Does not have the nature, so we have to just put the nature on it first. All right, but we can now head over to our PC. Go ahead and grab our Rotom out of our incubator. The only thing that mattered here was the nature roll, and it's brave, which is terrible, so we're not worried about that. But look at the stats. The stats all came out beautiful. The speed might even have high rolled. It's a little, I think it medium rolled, a little hard to tell. Once again, I kind of want the speed to be lower, but this is it. We are going to finish. Dude, Rotom Wash is such a powerful Pokemon. It's a big PvP step, and I've been thinking about it more and more and more. I love the idea of grinding OU and learning PvP on this account. It sounds like a blast, so I'm excited, man. I'm excited for there to be a wild Petrowski roaming around the PvP zone. It'll be fun. 24 defense, 28 speed attack, 26 speed def, 20 plus speed. This is perfection. Let's put this sucker in a luxury ball. Relaxed nature is how I like it. Woo! That's going to be a competitive Rotom Wash. I will EV train it 252 HP, 252 defense. That will be put over in our little comps box once it's done. Let's also then go ahead and do our Riolu. So, our Hitmonlee. Our Hitmonlee is 25 attack and then 31 speed. I can brace the speed. This is going to be really easy. All I need here is a Ditto. Any Ditto with 25 plus attack and adamant nature. That's it. That's the easiest requirement ever for a Ditto. Surely I have one. I only have one? Wait, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I have one. That's what matters. I didn't even check to see if I had a match. How is that possible? That's wild. It's still, I know it sounds dumb, but it just blows my mind over and over and over again. How could I possibly have so many boxes of breeders, yet none of them match? None of them line up. I almost couldn't finish this breed. That's crazy, but at least I could. At least I could. And this will roll up the attack a little bit. I only needed 2 stats. 26 attack, 31 speed. This will be beautiful. Luxury ball. This bad boy as well. Adamant nature. Perfect. Those 2 eggs are hatching. Let's head back over to Tentacruels and get this Riolu evolved so we can breed that down as well. Also, take a nice peek at my Pokeyen stack. It has been obliterated today, and I haven't even, like, I don't even consider breeding as an activity that consumes a ton of Poke. It consumes a little bit, right? Like a fair bit, maybe a small to medium amount, but I lost like 300k today from buying braces. That was a lot. That was crazy. Out of nowhere, man. All right, took a little bit of XP training, but there is the Riolu evolved in Lucario. I can now go back over to the daycare and rebreed this back down. Took 100 EVs to get this evolved. The only scary thing here is if I can't finish this breed in one more breed, I'm gonna have to do all of this over again. I'm gonna have to do it anyway, I guess, but another time to rebreed it, you know, and that would suck. So I'm guessing I have something that could finish this, but I could be wrong. I only need something with 2 of the different stats, as well as a mixed attacking nature. So require IVs matching 2. I only need 2. Well, the 31. I do want to keep the 31 attack. So you know what? What I'd rather do, let's just go ahead and do this. 25 plus attack, 25 plus speed. Let's do, it needs to be male. It's field and humanoid age group. Let's go field first. That's an easier one to generally find. I have to look for the right nature. Modest will not work. We have Dittos, timid, adamant don't work. Relaxed does not work. I could, like, just look for the natures, but it's better. Hasty could work. That actually might be what I go with. But we're missing, I'd brace the attack here. That might be it. Serious, timid, modest. Over here we have hasty on a Bidoof. Ooh, and we could roll this attack. That might be it. We might be using this beautiful smiley fella. Oh, please tell me that Bidoof is the breeder we so desperately need. That would be so funny. Or I could use this mild Spinda. Oh, it's actually so tough. Ideally, I want a lonely or naughty one. I think actually it would be better. Rash is also, I have the naughty Scraggy, but this one would be wasting so many stats, it feels like. But I could high roll the speed. Maybe that's worth it. There's actually, okay, I actually have a ton of options. I have way more options than I was expecting for this. Let's also check humanoid to see if I have something, you know. But I might go back to that Scraggy. I think Scraggy or the Bidoof perchance. There's a few that I'm looking at that are very viable. The Spinda as well. I could go plus into like the special attack route. The Spinda is probably the lowest investment one. Well, the Spinda could be used in the future, to be fair. As well, there's so many things to consider, man. There's just too much. There's too much to consider. I like the idea of using that Spinda, in all fairness. So what I would do is I would go ahead and Everstoning mild just feels so funny on Lucario. I think I'd rather have the plus attack and then have it be... let's just check this thing's base stats. 110 attack versus 115 attack. The benefit is that it just gets to go both. If I want it for PvP, I think I really care about the lonely or naughty. Let's go back. I just deleted everything. Let's get the plus attack, I think. This is one of the weirdest situations where I actually can do like I have multiple options. Like it's actually kind of crazy that I could do a few different things here. I could go rash, I could go naughty, I could go mild, I could go hasty, I could go plus speed, I could go plus damage, I could go plus, you know, special attack, plus physical attack. I'm really fortunate. There's so many options here. And I do think the one I'm ultimately going to go for is using this Scraggy. I wanted to keep this Scraggy for a really good Pokemon, and it sucks that I am wasting the defenses. I'm not going to lie. It hurts a little bit because it's such a damn good breed. Such like Pokemon the Scraggy is. However, I think it's worth it. This Lucario is a very powerful Pokemon. I want it to be as best, you know, as good as it possibly can. Naughty is generally what you would go, from my understanding, on Lucario, but it, you know, it can depend. A PVM Lucario like this. I'm going to buy the Attack Bracer. I'm going to Everstone the Scraggy. We're going to put the Bracer on the Lucario. And this should be our breed. We have the Spinda as well, the mild one. We're going to put that back in our boxes. That'd be like the lowest. If we wanted to like put less resources into the breed, we could do that one. It would be fine, but I really like this. This could be a beautiful, beautiful Pokemon. So let's go for it. We're going to make it female just in case. Does it matter, actually? Nah. It's going to cost like 21k. Nah, we just roll it. Luxury Ball that shit, though. Beautiful Lucario coming out. Competitively PVM viable. We have 2 hatches done over in our incubators. It is both our Tyrogue and our... what's it called? Our Tyrogue should be done. Guaranteed. Yep. Adamant nature, 29 attack, defense decently rolled, 31 speed. That is a competitive Pokemon, a UT Mon in the future to be trained up. We have our Rotom, relaxed nature, 24 defense, 28 attack, 26 def, 21 speed, 30 HP. Another beautiful... We need some PvP Pokemon today, dude. The Rotom Wash, Hitmonlee's PVM, utility, PVM did good trio. We did good, man. This was a lot of work done today. Let's go see how many spaces we cleared up. All right, in moment of truth, drum roll, please. We cleared up 20 spaces. We have one in the incubator. So 20. Well, the real is going to go over here. So you know what? Fuck it. I count it, man. 21 spaces. 21 Pokemon cleared up. That is a lot of breeds done. Still not even half a box. I went from 6 boxes of breeders to almost 5.5. That's really sure good, guys. Really good progress. I mean, it is, but it's still... God, it feels like you're like chipping away at a mountain, you know, shoveling snow off of Mount Everest. Oh, by the way, speaking of dumping snow back on that hill, here's the actual space we cleared up because these Pokemon were just sitting, waiting to be put over here. We have a lot of good Pokemon, though. That's the good news is we do have a lot of good Pokemon coming our way. That's what's important. We'll have a lot of EV training to do in the future here as well. This needs to be moved over as well. Oh, no, I'm like finding out I have less space than I realized. No, no, no. We have some amazing Pokemon over here that need XP trained. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for my gym rerun and do my gym rerun. It's kind of late in the day to do it, around 6:40 p.m. You need to be careful. You actually don't want to do it too late in the day. Otherwise, you will mess up your gym rerun timer. It takes 18 hours before you can do it again. So if I were to do my gym rerun at like 8 p.m., for example, I couldn't do it the next day until like 2 p.m. And that kind of messes up my stream schedule to some extent. So I'll have to be careful how I do that. I won't be able to do my gym rerun tomorrow on stream. Until like 2 p.m. or something like that, or at least 1 p.m. And I have to remember that because if I fuck up and I pop my Amulet coin when I can't do my run, that would be a nightmare. So surely Petrowski will just remember that. I would never make a mistake like that. We're going to go ahead and go grab our team, our Typhlosion, and we're going to XP train something as well. That's the main thing I wanted to, you know, I'm doing my gym run for Pokeyen, yes, because my Pokeyen stats under 1 mil and I'm a broke boy, but also I want to level up these Mons. I'm so excited to have these amazingly powerful Pokemon created, and I want to XP train them so they're actually usable. You know what? We're going to go for this Gallade. It is level 27. I want to make sure this thing is usable very soon. We're going to wait for our incubator to hatch, though, before we go work on this XP training. All right, our incubator hatched. Let's go ahead and go grab it, put it over in the PC, and then go put our Riolu over in the comps box as well. Should be done. Naughty Nature didn't high roll the speed, but that's okay. Don't need to. 31 attack, 29 attack, and 25 plus speed. This will be a fantastic mixed attacker for raids to break through certain mechanics and could be like usable in PvP, although not amazing, but it's pretty, you know, Lucario is a glass cannon usually anyway. We have our XP Reamplifier on. Our Jimmy run is ready to go. I have to go pop another Amulet coin and head all the way down to 2 Amulet coins remaining. I really hope I don't enter a situation where I have to go Amulet coin farm to then begin a Jimmy run. That would be really, really embarrassing. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pop this sucker, and I'll see you guys when I'm done my Jimmy run, or maybe a bit after. I might not show, you know, just typical progress. Expect to gain 250,000 Pokeyen, and then a little bit of XP on the Gallade. I might see you guys in the future, to be honest, and just kind of skip out on showing you guys the exact progress there. You're probably used to it at this point. You've seen it a million times, but I understand it's always fun to log things like this. All right, it is the next morning. We finished our Jimmy run late last night, but the timing is all wonked up now. I probably won't be able to do my Jimmy run today, unfortunately, but that's okay. I kind of just got it done last night, and I normally wouldn't have done it yesterday, so it kind of worked out. It's still a Jimmy run done. As you can see, our Pokeyen stack is up to 1,238,000, and our Gallade is up to level 59. Now, I'm waking up very early, and there is something I need to go. I'm rushing over to go do, even before I've had my early morning shower. There is an Alpha Ditto spawn over at Chargestone Cave in Unova. That is Liquid Diamonds. Let's go catch it. Oh my goodness, look how popular this Alpha is. I'm lagging. I'm at 16 FPS. Because there are so many people here. What the that's crazy. Am I not getting moved channels either? Why am I, is that the problem? Is it like not changing channels in the cave? Yeah, I'm still on channel 1. Wow, let me, this is wild. This is like some of the most people you'll see in one spot in all of PokeMMO history, you know? This is really, really crazy. I can't even tell, is this the Ditto? I have to find out where the Ditto is. I can't even tell. I can see like the baby Ditto. I think this is the baby one. Or is this the Alpha? I couldn't even see it. There's also people shooting off fireworks in the background trying to increase the lag, which is very fucking funny. Okay, I'm gonna do this Alpha, dude, all this chaos. I'm gonna do this Alpha Ditto encounter. Hopefully see you guys very soon. All right, there's the Alpha Ditto catch. People are still shooting off fireworks. Only took me to turn 12, so not a bad Alpha, and the IVs are pretty darn amazing. I mean, as per, you expect a Ditto to just be great, and there it is, man. Everything 25 plus except for the Spadef is the cherry on the top. The fact that I don't have to just worry about like the special attack. IVs and such, the fact that it's also just 25 plus on almost everything, a fantastic Ditto. I'm sure will be used to great effect in the future. For now, I'm going to escape rope out of here and get out of all this chaos ringing in my ear. Alright, and then next up, the two things I want to work on today are breeding more good PVM raid Pokemon and or completing my Pokedex. Those are the two things that are on my main priority. Right now, I just need to make sure that I'm prepared for the upcoming Halloween event and prepared for raids. That is, like, you know, priority numero uno. And then after that, maybe, I mean, I think the real thing is I want to be able to complete, I want to be able to be done, have all my preparation, have all the things I need to do done, so that then I can do the things that I want to do everything, right? But the things that I want to do long term are kind of the boring stuff that is not going to do great for the series, and there will come a point where this series will actually need to go on pause or maybe even come to an end for some period of time, because I'm going to reach a point where if I'm just catching Dittos over and over and over again and egg hunting for a rare shiny, there's not a whole lot of interesting content that could be talked about there, and that's the reality of PokeMMO. So once I get to that stage, this series will probably come to a halt for a little bit. Or once I get to the stage of like PvPing in OU, like maybe I'll, you know, upload some PvP videos or show obviously the whole making of the team and then the first few battles. But if I'm just grinding PvP, which I don't see myself grinding PvP that much, but I like the idea of trying to play it to a decent extent. Maybe for like one season. I love the idea of like going hard in OU for like one singular like 2-week period and getting all of the matchmaking rewards. I love like going for that kind of grind, like getting the guard, even like going for like the mystery boxes and free choice star for other rewards. Obviously that will not happen in the next 6 days, but at some point those are the two like long-term goals that I'm kind of toying with that wouldn't be the best weekly progress episodes. But for now, we don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to head over to Cerulean Cave, and I'm looking to smash some rocks in here. I'm just trying to do some passive Pokedex encounters, and one of the ones that I've been stuck on for the longest time is actually Golem. Golem, one of those trade evos that's kind of difficult to get on the Ironman account. It's a common encounter via rocks in Cerulean Cave, but I have to smash the rocks, and there's only so many you can smash, and you know, you have to kind of wait for them to respawn, sort of thing. And then Steelix, I also need to go get somewhere, probably over at Relic Castle using lore. Or I guess I could, yeah, I don't have access to Mount Silver yet, so I obviously can't hoard him. I could use a metal coat on an Onyx, but I think I only have like one metal coat, yeah, and I really don't want to waste my singular one just on getting a Pokedex entry if possible. What if I need a Scizor in the future? All right, but here's a few rocks we can smash. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Rock number 1. We've got a Graveler encounter that is not Golem, and I cannot turn it into Golem on this account. Rock number 2, no spawn. Rock number 3, no spawn. Rock number 4, nothing. Oh, man. Rock number 5, nothing. Are you kidding? There's 6 rocks. I only got 1 encounter. I got 1 encounter in 6 rocks. Oh, that is tough. Let's go up here. Let's try this one. Okay, we got something. Give me a Golem. Give me a Golem. Nope, no Golem. All right, this is rock number 9, and we got ourselves a Golem. Okay, not too bad. I'm scared this thing has self-destruct / explosion. I'm gonna go ahead and lead with my damp Parasect and just go for, you know, spores into Leech Lives. There's no way Leech Life is killing this thing here. If anything, I think it's probably doing too little damage to help me chip this down, but... And I'm probably going to get obliterated by this thing if I'm not careful. Okay, Leech Life doing 46%. As long as I don't... It's worth going again on this next turn. As long as I do not crit here, I should be fine. He could have Double Edge or something, I guess. Do I... I think I have to Leech Life here. I think I have to Leech Life and hope he doesn't have something. And if I have to re-encounter one, it's going to suck. Okay, this is... If I don't catch it now, I can't imagine a better situation. This is my best case scenario. Dust Ball... Dust Ball, we're in a cave, 10% HP, asleep. It does not get better setup for this. This is, if I don't get it here. Oh, thank everything. Okay. Dude, that, like, literally, I've been looking at that encounter on my Pokedex for the past few episodes and been dreading it. We get a fossil as well. Beautiful. I seriously have been dreading that encounter. That was such a, oh, such a nightmare one we got done. Okay, beautiful. I need to get Johto done because I picked Cyndaquil in this region and I want to get the fire ability patch, so it's actually very relevant. Ooh, we almost have our first full scroll green. We only have, look at this. Dude, there's only like 40 more encounters to get. That could be done in like an episode or 2. Hopefully this one, but we'll see. I kind of doubt it. That's a lot. I don't want to overshoot. But next up is Steelix. Let's head over to, I feel like Relic Castle is going to be the easiest way to go for this, but I could go... Where the hell is even Cliff Cave? I don't even know where that's at. Let's go to Relic Castle, I guess. Ooh, but what floor of Relic Castle is that going to be on? Man, Steelix is going to be another really tough one. I don't even show you guys some of these encounters because they're so simple and easy to just log into the Pokedex, but these are some of the tougher ones that are, you know, could take 20 plus minutes just for one species. All right, Cliff Cave is that location that's on the way over to the Ditto hunting spot / end hunting spot. So I'm happy to go over there to run back and forth, and it's gonna be a rare encounter. It might take a while, but I don't think it'll be too bad. I think it's super worth it. We're at Cliff's Edge Gate. I think Cliff Cave is gonna be like right here. I have to run back and forth like in this little. What a weird area. Yup. I need to pop an expert lore and run back and forth here. That's so weird. All right, I did end up getting the lore spawn here, the Kangaskhan lore spawn before seeing the Steelix. Now, to be fair, I don't know which is rarer, to be totally honest. Rare in the Pokedex could mean 20% chance of encountering. It could mean 1% chance of encountering, as low as. It could be like super low. So I'm assuming it's just a rare spawn, like a really, really rare spawn. I think we've done, looking at my encounter count, I think we started at like 11,890-ish, 898 or something like that. I've done at least 56 encounters. I think that's what I'll go off of, like 56, pushing 60 or so. So I've done a lot of encounters. The scary thing is I don't know which floor of the cave the Steelix is on, so I'm kind of hopping around to different floors and just hoping for the best. That is the most terrifying part of these little like cave Pokedex entries, is they could be on different floors of the cave and only spawn on those floors, and you just don't know. And who is going to know or care about where to find Steelix in the wild at this spot in PokeMMO unless you're like a big Steelix fan? I actually found, fun fact, I actually found a small Reddit post in the PokeMMO Reddit like of Steelix fans wanting to find the spot for this. Or excuse me, it wasn't even in the PokeMMO Reddit. It was actually on the Heart Gold Soul Silver like official Pokemon Reddit. But even then, like, they just kind of say like, oh yeah, it's in the cave before, it's in the Cliff Cave. It's in the Cliff Cave before the Safari Zone. They don't really know where, which is totally fair. Like, why would they know which, if it's on a specific floor? Or yeah, this makes total sense. Someone said you can repel trick. Maybe I should try that. That's a funny little tip to keep in mind. This guy does say, to be fair, you can find Steelix on any of the 3 floors. So maybe we just hope that is also correct in PokeMMO. Oh my goodness, dude! I should complain and you will be rewarded. There it is, dude. Live, the Steelix encounter. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna spore it into maybe false swipe. If this thing, ooh, I might not false swipe this thing. I don't have it in my Pokedex, so I literally can't check its moves. What are the odds this thing has self-destruct at level 30? Okay, I'm gonna play this like Omega safe. Ooh, should I? I'm gonna false swipe once. Puts it on 54% HP. I can Dust Ball now. I was thinking about, what if I just switch over to my Parasect and like sit on it and just like spore at 100% HP, but this should be good. Come on, this should be good. Just catch. Nice, dude. That is a huge Pokedex entry done. Don't have to stress about that. Don't have to worry about that. We did it. It took a fair bit of encounters out of it nature. Honestly, some stats. I just want it for the Pokedex, man. Very happy with that. Huge Pokedex entry. That brings us up to 219 out of 256 in the Johto Dex, and then National Dex 390 COD OT, almost 400. All right, next up in our Johto Pokedex is going to be Wynot. It's in our Johto Pokedex. We have to go catch him over in Kanto at 3 Isle Port, I guess. Sure, it's a lore encounter. I'm going to just run back and forth. It'll be a 5% chance or so. Just run back and forth until I see it, and then I'll see you guys. All right, and there is our Wynot encounter. I didn't track this one. I honestly did not see how many encounters this one took. I don't think this has any sort of self-damaging move. We should be good to false swipe, spore, or he's going to safeguard, so now I can't spore him. Well, that's a skill gap on my end. Guess I should have spored first turn. Doesn't matter, we can just false swipe an Ultra Ball. That's really good news. We do have a new Pokedex entry. Each of these Dex entries are taking like a fair bit of time. I want to say like 15-20 minutes a piece. I've only done about 4 entries, and I've been recording for about an hour, so that lines up, yeah, about 20 minutes or something like that per Pokedex entry. But it's good progress. These are the most difficult ones. I mean, it makes sense. We can scroll, look at the Johto Pokedex now. We can scroll down and see all green for quite a while now until we get down to our Weezing, which we just need to EV train. We have a Coughing. We need to just EV train, XP train it. That one's essentially done. We do need to get ourselves a good Magnezone. I actually do want a competitive Magnezone at some point, so that could be another thing that's like bred up and EV trained and XP trained, so maybe we'll just work on that for PvP. That might be one of the few PvP Pokemon we need left, actually, for like, I'm almost have a Rain team done. I have a Kingdra, I have something else, I probably have a Gyarados I can use, I have a Zapdos. I have at least 3 Pokemon, I believe, that I can use in a Rain team, if not 3 or 4, most likely. Rotom Wash, there you go. I think I have like 3 or 4 mons I could use. I just need like a Magnezone / Scizor, and then something else that does insane, like a Ludicolo or something. So I'm going to ignore those 2 for now. We're going to head over to Azurill. We're going to go to Azurill at the Route 102 water in Hoenn. That's probably our best chance. I could breed that one down, but that one's a pain in the butt. You have to use an essence on that one for sure. Thankfully, I know this spot pretty well. This is actually where you would just shiny hunt Marl, if I recall correctly. Yeah, you would just go ahead and do ×5 hordes of Marl here. Really good shiny hunt. I cannot recommend Marl / Azumarill more as a shunt. It's a fantastic shiny. You get the green mint on Marl or the shining gold on Azumarill. All right, I went to go take my morning shower, came back, and got Azurill on the first encounter, boys. You do get rewarded for actually having good hygiene in PokeMMO. I know, who would have thought? Go shower up, gamers, and then come back and get that shiny. It will for sure happen. All right, the Azurill has been caught, but I still need an Azumarill. I think what I might go ahead and go do is, I mean, to be fair, I could just go single encounter actually at certain locations. I was going to like encounter a Marl and then evolve it, but maybe this is easier. Petalburg City, water, very common. Let's just go do that. Should be over here, I believe, in these little water patch. We can get a Pokeball while we're here. Why not? 1 free super potion. Not nothing too crazy, but we'll take it, man. Everything adds up. I pretty much use every type of item at some point. Okay, I've done a few encounters and haven't gotten an Azumarill. I think I lied. I'm going to go ahead and just quick ball. I'm just going to quick ball this Marl, and then I can just level it up 1 time and get Azumarill. So, yeah, that's basically the same thing. Easy peasy. Super duper easy Marl catch. I'm going to go ahead and head over. I'll probably just go XP train that now before I forget. That's definitely something I could actually just like forget about in my boxes. Speaking of our boxes, here's what things look like after catching a few rare spawns today. Really, these are the main. I have not caught that many Pokemon. I've not added that many things to my Pokedex today. They were just all really, really difficult catches and difficult spawns. These 3 being some of the hardest, you know, Pokedex entries I've done so far. All right, but over to the Battle Frontier we go. I should be able to just do 1 horde, essentially. I bet it will be enough XP. Yeah, it should be enough XP for my Marl level up. All right, this should be enough to level up my Marl, evolve it into Azumarill, and that'll be the easiest Pokedex entry so far today, by far. All right, there it is. Beautiful. This will put us up to 393 Crawdaunt, as well as over in our Johto Dex, 222 out of 256. And there it is, the Azumarill OT Pokedex encounter. Beautiful. So once again, we still have our Weezing and our Magnezone that'll be worked on passively. Next up, I could actively go for Machamp. Route 226 in Sinnoh. I'm also kind of waiting on that one, though. It's in a really, really weird spot. And then there's a bunch. After we get past that little patch of green squares, there's a lot of stuff that opens up over in like the Hoenn waters and like certain spots in Sinnoh and Hoenn. So I'm going to stop there for today. I do have to go live here kind of soon. So I'm going to prepare for today's stream. And I will see you guys with a lot of raid prep for today's stream. Breeding, EV training, XP training. This is what it takes if you want to do raids on an Iron Man account. Also, this is what it takes for your boxes not to get too full. Alrighty, fellas, we are back for another beautiful day on the Iron Man account. We have to start off with something very, very important, okay? This is actually crucial to playing your Iron Man account. If you aren't doing this, you are making a mistake, and it is that I need drip, okay? I have gone way too long on this account with basically 0 drip. Basically no drip. I'm not drippy. I look like a fucking loser. I've got the teddy bear ears and the suit, and that's it. Now, I'm going to have a little something with my suit. This will be interesting. The way that the little like arm straps wrap over me is tough. How do I want to? Ooh, what color of backpack do I want? I don't actually know. Maybe just like light gray. Is this? That looks the best, I think. It almost just adds like different little accents to the suit. I'm gonna go with this. We could always buy more. It's very cheap. They're like 500 Pokeyen. They're so cheap. 300. We're going to equip our new backpack and give us a little more drip. It's really hard to get more drip on the account until event season comes up. So there we have a little bit there. Beautiful. And now we can go ahead. Today's main goal, I have 1 main goal for today, okay? I am going to be catching and breeding up a raid ready to go Darmanitan. One of the most powerful raid Pokemon, honestly, just maybe Pokemon and PokeMMO. It's not in PvP, it's powerful, but it struggles to stay in OU. One of the most powerful Pokemon, insane base attack stat of like 145. This thing does ridiculous, ludicrous damage. We're going to head over to Unova. We have to start farming these guys from scratch. I don't have a single one caught. I don't have one of my Pokedex. This is true, like, what's the word? This is true Iron Man progress, because we are literally going to go farm them on from scratch and then breed it up from there. So we're going to start catching some Darmanitans, and then if I have extra time, I might go for an Infernape as well. I need some physical attackers, but we'll see if I don't know if I'll have time for that today. That'll require a Chimchar catch over at Route 211 Sinnoh. Maybe even just go for a Monferno catch or something like that. I don't think you can wild catch. Yeah, I can't wild catch a Infernape. I might go for Monferno, Route 221, because that would be a higher level. I could breed it down, get all the Pokedex entries. I don't know if it'll matter, but maybe a more difficult catch rate. But we're going to start off. We're going to start off with Darmanitan. We're going to go make a new Pokemon, make a good raid Pokemon, and then we'll do a lot of EV training, XP training today. We are full in the raid prep zone, okay? Raids are coming up. They're 3 months away still, which is crazy to say out loud, but I need to make sure everything is done. And if I have to make stuff during the event, it's going to be a nightmare. All right, here is our Darumaka catch. We're going to Pokeball. That's our first Darumaka encounter. It took us like a few, like 10 or so encounters to get one. Not too bad, obviously, but a little bit. We're looking for 31 attack, 31 speed, or even like 25 plus attack and speed, or a usable nature, which would be like Adamant or Jolly. Or we could just catch the best Darumaka possible on the front. We're done. We're done, Varmint. We're going to go for Chimchar as well. What? We're done, Darumaka. That's insane. That's what we needed. 26 attack, 20 plus in both stats, 20 plus in other defenses as well. We don't even need that. Dude, you want to know the fucked up thing? The most disgusting thing is I might actually just be able to EV train and XP train this as is. And just have a plus speed Darmanitan. Oh my god. And then also, I might just do that. I might stay here for a second, catch like another Darmanitan to like breed up. I might just keep that one the way it is. That's how, like, that's insane. I might just EV train that and have that a plus speed Darmanitan versus a plus attack one. You are kidding! I caught 2 Darumakas! What the fuck? That is ridiculous! That's ridiculous! I literally caught 2 Darumakas. One is a plus speed nature, 20 plus in attack and speed. The other is 2 times 31 in the 2 exact stats that it would need. That is insane. My Iron Man luck on catches is just, it's all like specific, like different mons need different stats. That is unbelievable. I ran away from a Darumaka. I only caught 2. Holy crap, dude. I only caught 2. And they're both, this one's ready to go. We just EV train that in the future. What the fuck, number 1. Those are 2 of the most insane back-to-back catches I've seen on the account. And this just needs a Ditto breeder. It's male. I am just speechless. That shouldn't happen. That's insane. And there's no way, it's just good luck. Wow. Let me find a Ditto breeder. This should be a pretty easy Ditto breeder to have. We match one of the stats, and then we need Adamant for sure. Look for a Ditto. We should have a Ditto. Yeah, we should have one. Yep, Adamant. This is the perfect kind of Ditto. We're going to grab that. And we're done our Darumaka breeds. I'm going to throw up. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I know this is a long reaction clip, but I'm just so fucking in shock. We are definitely going to go catch some Monfernos because I did not expect... This was all I had planned for stream today. I was expecting to catch Darumakas for like 1 to 2 hours. For reference, I've been here for 15 minutes. What the fuck? Maybe less. We're done. Put it in a luxury ball. Pack it up, boys. Luxury ball, Adamant, 31 attack, 31 speed. The most perfect Darmanitan raider you'll ever see. That's just insane. We're gonna let that hatch. We're gonna EV train it later. We're gonna go catch Monfernos right now. Okay, I'm trying to make it to the Zorua spawn really quick in time. My Discord literally says it's over, so I might be too late. There's a Zorua Swarm over in Unova. Let me pop a Baby Repel, actually. Is it this way, or is it I went back to get strength, only to go to the wrong entrance for the forest. 10,000 hours, by the way. Okay, I had to fight 2 trainers and noob error. We missed the Zorua Swarm. That's okay. We're now gonna head over to Monferno over in, is it Sinnoh? It's gotta be Sinnoh, right? I assume I have this location. It is Route 221 in Sinnoh with Lures. Let's head over. All right, we have our first Chimchar encounter. I ended up going Chimchar instead of Monferno just because the catch rate, I feel like it would be a lot easier. And I am synchronizing this. It's a 5%, encounter chance. So the odds of encounter... I didn't synchronize this. My Kadabra's inner focus. I have to go ability pill this. Fuck. Okay, we're gonna go ability pill that after this, and then we'll actually be properly naive synchronizing. Okay. We are going to Spore this first and then False Swipe just in case it has Takedown and hopefully get a decent... I mean, I want to say hopefully get a decent catch on this Chimchar, but I don't deserve it. After those two Darmanitan catches, I should have to farm Chimchar for like 10 hours to get a single 1x31. Right, here's our first Chimchar catch. Bro, I need to go buy more Nest Balls. Nest Balls are so good. The fact that it gives a 3.2 times catch rate on that immediately. Okay, 30 Spatak, which is like actually a stat that I need. For an Infernape, I don't really care about defenses. HP, defense, Spadef. It's such a frail Pokemon. It is Naughty Nature, which is actually a good nature. I might be done. This would take 2 breeds. I'd have to put speed and attack on it. Should I even keep farming? I think I'm just done. I think I'm just done. I'm gonna go see if I have breeders for this because I think I might be done, which is insane. Let's head over to like Island 4 Kanto because it's comfy. And let's go, actually, you know what? Let's go Unova, buy a bunch more Nest Balls, and then go breed there in Unova. Okay, Nest Balls have been wildly powerful on this account. I'm gonna buy 180. I've been spending my yen, bro, but I just cranked through these. 181,000 Pokeyen. Boom. Down to almost... Do I need to stock up on anything else? Ideally, I one day have enough Pokeyen where I can just talk about everything. I do want to buy some Dream Balls. I currently have 0 Dream Balls, and sometimes these are relevant. This is going to put me below 1 mil. I also can't do my Jimmy run today because I messed it up. Don't ask me what happened. We're going to do this. Luxuries, we'll buy like 1, have 25. Timers we're good on for now. Dusts we're good on. I think we're good on most other things for now. Dusts we could... Timers we could buy a little bit more, but like... I'd rather save my yen for now. We're fine for now. We're gonna stop there, and let's then go. Let's talk about our balls. Let's go find out. Let's go get an ability pill for our Kadabra, and then breed that Infernape. Okay, we are doing the Chimchar breed, and it has to be done in a very specific way. I have the Chimchar, then I have 2 different Dittos. I almost thought about using this Ditto for the first breed. The problem is I'd be bracing the attack here, Everstoning the Naughty Nature, and then letting the Spatak roll, which would be guaranteed good, and then hoping the speed high rolls. And I don't think I can do... Let me go actually double check, I guess, what the medium roll would be. If there's a good medium roll chance of like 20 plus, that might be fine. What's the medium roll? It's 18. I think it's a little too low. So instead, I have to use 2 different Dittos for 2 different breeds. I have to brace the 31 attack, essentially. Make sure this Mon is... Also, if I go female... That opens up the ability to use field and humanoid breeders. Okay, so we're definitely doing this. We're taking the Naughty Nature. We're going 31 attack, 27 plus attack, and then I need to just get speed and carry over the nature. Now I might not have to use this Ditto, which also opens up a whole new lane of options. All right, yeah, this is gonna end up perfect because now I get to end up actually just utilizing a shit like Raticate breeder. I get to use this instead of Ditto, which is obviously massively more valued. So we're basically going to go ahead and speed brace this Raticate. There's a really good chance we don't keep the 31 attack, and that's okay. It is what it is. It'll still be high enough. But once this Chimchar hatches, we'll be breeding these together. We'll be bracing the Naughty Nature. So it'll come out a 25 plus attack, 25 plus attack, and then 31 speed Infernape, which is pretty much all you need. Next up, we have our Darumaka that hatch. We already knew how this was going to come out. There's no like rolls here, nothing crazy, just a beautiful, perfect Darumaka. 31 attack, 31 speed, adamant over to comps. We have a bunch of Pokemon to go EV train very soon here. We're going to do 2v2 attack, 2v2 speed on 5 different Mons, I believe. All right, here is the Chimchar breed. We're rocking with 27 plus attack. We could high roll the 31. That'd be ideal. If not, it's okay. 27 plus attack, 28 plus attack, 31 speed, worst case scenario, Naughty Nature. We are going to have to EV train this in a very weird way. I have not calced or been calcing my mixed attackers. I think I'm just going to go 126 attack, 126, but like I'm probably going to split the attacks and then go max speed. It's really lazy, but it might just be what I do. All right, our Chimchar is hatched. Let's go grab him. I wish you could grab Mons from the incubator to your party. I don't think you can. I think you literally have to like throw them in the PC. Anyways, maybe you can throw them from in the PC incubator. I don't know. 29 attack, 28 special attack, 31 speed. Very happy with this. It is time to EV train. We have tons of Mons ready to go. We have 3 different mixed attackers I have to EV train, which is really weird. And I think I am going to go... I think I'm just going to split the attacks. It's really lazy, but I think I'm just going to go 126 attack, 126 special attack, and just call it a day, and hopefully that works. And if I have to EV them in the future, it's going to be a pain in the butt. We'll have to berry farm for that, but it is what it is, okay? So we're going to grab... We need Darmanitan for raids. We need a Hitmonlee for raids. We need We don't need Dugtrio. That could be done in the future. Let's throw these in our... I never say ability pilled this. Let me do that really quick before I forget as well. That's 35k. Ability pills are not cheap. That is 35k. Those costs definitely add up. I wanted to avoid having to buy as many of those as possible. Synchronize. Beautiful. It's a new synchronized mon added. Put that over in our boxes. And then I will grab my Pikachu, which I can use to EV train 5 Pokemon at once. I think we start with speed EVs. And that's going to allow me to EV train all 5 of these at once. And then I'll go do attack and only do attack up until 126 or 130 or whatever. And then, yeah, 130. And then we'll switch to special attack for the rest of it. So let's start with speed EVs. I'm actually not going to go to Rapidash because if I get a shiny Rapidash, I don't know if I'll safely be able to catch it with just my Pikachu. Fun fact, I actually need to put a single attacking move on my Pikachu. If I would have gotten a shiny at certain times while EV training on this account, I might have just lost everything. Let me find like a cheap... Do I have some sort of like cheap electric type attack that I can put on this? I have 3 Thunderbolts. Let's do that, honestly. I'm going to put that over Flash. And this will allow me to single target, hopefully kill whatever I'm EV training and actually catch the shiny Pokemon successfully. Right, here is the EV training spot. Good old Time Slap Hordes of Linoon. It's really close to a PC right over in, is it Lily Cove City? Lily Cove City in Hoenn. All right, there is my Hitmonlee evolution. I was not looking as that evolved. If that evolved into the wrong species, that could have been a really big mistake. But thankfully, Hitmonlee is the easiest one to go for, and it's the one that I wanted. Really good for raids. Okay, we did successfully get through the Tyrone evolution, kind of luckily. Okay, it is now time to go attack EV Train, but we have to attack EV Train very, very carefully. We finished our speed. We're at 252 speed on everything. We only need, I need to really focus in. We only need 130 attack EVs. And then the rest need to go into special attack. I need to remove Monferno, Combustion, and Riolu from my party. I can grab whatever other mons, but I probably won't. And then I need to go special attack EV train those mons after. I did like EV train things separately. You'll see what I mean once I reach 130 attack EVs. All right, this will be the last horde that I do for attack for 3 out of 5 of these Pokemon. And then afterwards, I'm going to switch them out. I could go like half attack EV train some other mons, but I don't think I'm going to. Then that just makes it kind of wonky anyway. I'm going to do 130 attack. I'm going to stop. I no more. No, I have to make sure. Because if I fuck this up, I have to like, I can't undo it for like a long time. I have to berry farm to get reducing EV berries. Let's stop. Let's go put Riolu, Combustion, Monferno in the PC. Like so. And then we will finish these guys later with Spatak EVs. Okay? So these will be finished later. Let's put them here, I guess. And yeah, we just go back to attack. Now we go finish attack EV training these guys. And once we're done with these guys, they can be XP trained. So that'll be a nice little step. All right, we finished our speed EV training, or sorry, our attack EV training. No mistakes so far on the EV training, so I'm actually really, really happy with that. I'm now going to go grab the other mons, and we're going to go special attack EV train those before I forget. And then once that's done, we can just XP train everything. It'll take a lot of time passively. All right, next up, our special attack EV training. I'm grabbing my Catching Breloom just in case. We are Spatak EV training these 3 Pokemon, our Monferno, our Combustion, and our Riolu. Up just to like 126 attack. It just allows them to do enough damage and be mixed attackers to be relevant in certain raids. Once again, there are certain raids that make it so you fight the first half of the raid with physical attackers and then the second half with special attackers. And this allows these mons to be flexible and do both of those things. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and EV train over at Heatmore. I love this spot. It's a really, really cool EV training location. Really cool, pretty shiny. We're going to hope for the best here. Just going to split these attacks and hope we can do enough. We should be good. The nightmare scenario is I EV train these like this, and then they actually don't do enough physical damage to be usable in raids. But I think that they should, because Infernapes, they're just such damage. They're such high damage Pokemon. I think they'll get away with it, personally. They're just glass cannons, which is their main downside. So I think we should be good. We do need to start thinking about how there's the special attack EVs. I do need to start thinking about how I want to evolve this Riolu because it's currently nighttime. I need to make sure I can like level it up one more time without having to spend too much time on that. But we'll see how this goes. We should be good. I'll see you guys whenever I'm done the Spatak EV training. All right, our Combustion is evolving into Blaziken. I believe this is a new Pokedex entry, correct? I think it is. Going to the wrong Pokedexes. I think that is going to be 298. Did I already have Blaziken? No shot. Did I already have a Blaziken? Maybe I already did. Apologies. Blaze Kick, no, we're good. Monferno evolving into Infernape. That will for sure be a new one. So that'll put us up to 398. Even if we already had Blaziken. So there we go. Huge little evolution. We also got close combat on our Monferno this same battle, which is awesome. So big steps for the beautiful and very powerful offensive glass cannon Pokemon. 398. We're almost at 400 Crawdaunt in the decks. All right, this should be the final horde for the Spatak EVs, and we successfully EV trained these Pokemon. Didn't make a mistake. Another sigh of relief, man. Every day I don't need to go berry farm for EV reducing berries is a good day in my book. So there we go. That is more raid Pokemon prepared. I do need to XP train them. I'm almost a little worried. Dude, I'm setting myself up to have to XP train so much. If we go look at my boxes, every Pokemon you see, I want to say it's about 2 to 3 hours to XP train each Pokemon to level 100. That's a huge guesstimate. But that is a lot of Pokemon. Even if it's 1 hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 10 hours of XP training. This is somewhere between 10 to 30 hours of XP training. I do not have access to, it's not efficient, I don't believe, to farm lucky eggs, and it's not efficient to I don't have access to XP charms until the event. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of XP training. It's going to hurt. I'm not going to lie. I'm not looking forward to all of that grinding. And you know what? We're going to go do some of it. We got to do some of it now. We got to knock some of it out. We got to work on it. We cannot sit here and wait and let it all stock up to a disgusting degree. Let's go do ourselves a little bit of XP training. I'm going to go ahead and start with, what do I want to start with? The most important ones. And I think that includes Darmanitan, Gallade, Hitmonlee, Blaziken. These are some of the most important raid Pokemons in PokeMMO. And I'm also going to make sure maybe I grab... Not sure. Maybe do I grab one? Maybe I'm fine against the Tentacruels with the Mons that I have. We'll grab one more Mon to XP train. Maybe Infernape. Let's go... We can even grab Primeape and get up to level 80. Level 80 is important there. Or like Charizard for one more level. Let's grab Infernape. If I get Mons up to the 70s, I can then use them to actually, what's it called? Like XP candy them up to finish them, or like finish them like one gym rerun. So I like to try to keep that in mind as well, like the passive XP training. Let's head over to Tentacruel in Hoenn. We have a lot of XP training to do. We're going to count the hours and track the time, boys. Okay, just kidding. Before we go start our XP training, there's an alpha spawn that just happened. This spawn is so fresh. There's not even a ping yet in my Discord. This is the freshest an alpha can be. We're going to go put all these Mons... Put them over like in box 1 for a quick sec so we can just go grab them when we need them. But I'm going to go grab my catching Mons, my spin done stuff, or whatever this alpha spawn might be. Okay, it's an alpha Crawdaunt down here. I've seen I think alpha Crawdaunt might be the alpha I've seen the most on my account. I think I've caught like either 2 or 3. This is either my 3rd or 4th alpha Crawdaunt, which is kind of funny. But I believe it is Water A Ed Group, which is the same Ed Group as Dragonite. So it's a very, very important breeder. For also like Kingdra, like a lot of good Mons are in Water A. So let's go for this catch as a nice breeder. Woo! I got really lucky. I forgot my Breloom. That was a difficult catch. I got it on turn 12, which is honestly not bad. Pretty darn good stats. 31 HP, 31 speed. Missing Spatak, which is fine. Spadef can be like rolled up or bred up. I'll take that as a breeder. That's a fantastic breeder. Now we go prep for XP training, boys. Woohoo! All right, but now the XP training begins. I'm going to go ahead and actually get a timer up on my screen here in a quick sec. Or actually, I'll get it on my phone so people don't ask what the timer is for in stream chat. Sorry, Twitch chat. I love you so much. I'm going to set a timer on my phone, a stopwatch rather, and we can track how long I spend XP training and how much progress we make. So as an initial benchmark, we're starting at 12,487 encounters. Our Infernape is level 38. Our Darmanitan is level 37. Our Hitmonlee is level 35. Our Blaziken is level 63, and then our Gallade is level 59. That's our starting points. Let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, and after a quick log out and log back in, we are at over 600 hours now on the Ironman account. 602 hours. All right, we are now after stream. We XP trained for about an hour and 15 minutes and ended up with this. Here it was our progress. We can actually see our previous levels prior to the XP training process. Took a nice little screenshot over here. So Infernape was level 38 and is now level 56. Darmanitan was 37, now level 56. Hitmonlee 35, now level 55. And then Blaziken was 63, now 71. Gallade was 59, now 67. Just a little. It's just all the XP is split among 5 different Mons, so it looks like less progress progress than it actually was. That was a lot of total XP gained, obviously. It's just split amongst a bunch of Pokemon, so pretty happy with that progress. I'm going to keep passively doing some XP training, but not as efficient as around on stream, and I have to do some video export and, you know, typical like YouTube desk work. So while I'm doing desk work, it's the perfect time to just keep doing XP training. So I'm going to calc less numbers from this point moving forward, but just keep that in mind. We're also at 13,000 total encounters, just over on our encounter counter, so that's nice to see. Every 500 or so encounters, XP training represents about an hour. All right, welcome to another beautiful day on the Iron Man account. Let's go through level in progress really quick before we really jump into things. Our Infernape down level 69, Darmanitan level 69. The goal levels for most of these mons is 80. These are both level 69. Hitmonlee is also 69. I swear I didn't stop there on purpose. Blaziken is level 80. And then Gallade's level 76. Blaziken is kind of done for now. Like, level 80 is generally the goal you want for raids. So we can actually go plop Blaziken in the PC, and it's basically done, man. We're going to head over to, not Kanto, we're going to head over to Unova, because we are going to start our gym rerun for today. And, important note, I am very low on Amulet coins. I'm going to try to be farming some Amulet coins, Amulet coin farming, and maybe some more XP training today. Just typical. It'll be a very farm-heavy filler episode kind of day, to be totally honest with you. Let's get prepped for our gym rerun first things first. We're starting at 875k, so we need the yen. All right, a typical start to a typical gym rerun. Let's go ahead and pop our Amulet coin. We are XP training our Darmanitan, as he is one of the most powerful raid Pokemon in all PokeMMO, being really powerful on the fire type team as well as on the fighting type team. He just does both, even though he's not a fighting type. He doesn't have stab. He doesn't need it. He just does insane damage. So yeah, Darmanitan's going to be absolutely huge with Flare Blitz and Superpower. He's going to be an absolute powerhouse for almost every raid we do. Really important to get him up to level 80. So I'm going to ask why level 80. Most raids cap out at level 80. Some even cap below. I don't... Maybe Heatran's level 100. Like a few raids, you need level 100. Maybe Heatran, maybe Darkrai, but I don't even know off the top of my head. I have to double check. But most raids, the highest level raids, usually only level 80 or below. Some need like level 60 or something like that. So it depends. You don't need to level up everything so much. Now, this is an interesting question. We talked on how much Pokeyen you want to save for your main account for the event season. How much Pokeyen do you want to save on your Iron Man account for event season? I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I need, like, any. I'm trying to think, like, what you would need Pokeyen for on an Iron Man account for event season. I don't know if you need any, man. Usually Pokeyen, yeah, like, on an Iron Man, you really just want good IV. You want good mons, as many good mons as possible, and high level good Pokemon. I can't even think of anything else on an Iron Man you need aside from just as many good Pokemon as possible. I don't think you need pure yen for an Iron Man for an event season. I'll have to think about it a little bit more, but yeah, I don't think so. Great question. All right, that is the gym rerun complete. We did make over 250k Pokeyen, so the Twitch Gamba believers get a little payout. That's always nice to see. If you want to bet on Twitch gambles like this, just for fun, fake points, you can check out the live streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. We did get our Darmanitan up to over level 80. I didn't even notice, dude. Level 69 to level 80. Hell yes. 83 rather. And then 1.13 million Pokeyen up from 875k. We are going to head over to, dude, I need to do this because I'm just going to keep forgetting and I'm going to fuck myself, right? We need Amulet coins. We need Amulet coins bad. I'm going to prep for Amulet coin farming over at Island 1 in Kanto. We're going to head over there for a little bit. I'd like to do some more XP trading today, but I might just farm in Amulet coins for the next few hours. We need to stock up. I love getting 30, and having 30 is a goal. So maybe I just do that today. It would take about 4 or 5 hours of straight Amulet coin farming to do that, which is, I don't love doing the same activity over and over again like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll do at least 2 hours, I think, today, hopefully. Alrighty, fellas, it is time for a little Amulet coin farming. If you have not seen it or don't remember what it looks like, it's a pretty cool strategy in my personal opinion. We use our Frisk Bayonet to go ahead and see if there's an Amulet coin in the fight, or it could be a Quick Claw as well. And then if we do get a Frisk proc, no Frisk proc here, but what we would do is we would go ahead and imprison, and that would make it so that the Meowths have to use a physical attack, a contact attack. And then we can switch to our Pickpocket Weavile, and then use him to steal the Amulet coins off of him. Now, we do have a chance here for a shiny Ponyta, or a shiny Meowth. I already have a shiny Ponyta on this account, so I'm really hoping I don't get a second one. I don't need any more shiny Ponytas for the rest of my Pokemon career, thank you very much. But it wouldn't be the worst, you know, it's still a shiny, whatever. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. If I were to shiny Meowth, that'd be kind of cool. There's the Frisk. Let me show you guys. We imprison first. switch over to our Weavile, and Pickpocket has the ability to steal the item off of it. It's really important, man. Getting an Alpha Weavile is more important than ever on the Ironman account, and it's so powerful. I actually have a second Alpha Weavile over in my boxes that I'll probably grab for the next trip. The next trip for sure. Here, I actually want to time how long it takes to go heal at the spa versus the PC. So we're going to go ahead and see which is faster on the Ironman account. We're going to start here. We're going to head up to, I'm going to have stopwatch on my phone. We're going to go ahead and start now. Okay, we bike up. We head up here. I kind of messed up a little bit, but that's okay. Some human error should be calculated. We want to head, we can't bike in here. We want to head up here. Head over here. Head over here. It's a bit of a hike into the spa. And then once you're here, you get healed. So you can go here instead of back to the PC. I have an inkling that this is actually longer. A lot of people do this, but I think this is actually longer than just flying back to the PC. You're almost back. And stop. That was 28 seconds. 28.87. Okay. Now, let's fly back to the PC. Let's do, okay, 28 seconds. Keep that in mind, chat. We're going to do the same thing, but flying now. Okay, ready, set, go. Okay, fly down to the PC. We're going to go heal. Heal up. Yada, yada. I think the biggest... You heal so fast there with strings. I think the biggest thing is going to be whether you get a tentacle encounter or not. That might be actually the difference maker. Yeah. If you get a tentacle... So now I'm at 20 seconds. If you don't get a tentacle encounter, this would have been way faster. Maybe I'll try this one more time with repels. Really do the full test. Because now it's going to be longer. Time was 32 seconds. So that was 4 seconds longer, even with one tentacle encounter, to be fair. Now let's reset. I'm going to try again, but pop a repel. Let me find this, okay? That'll cost me a little bit more Pokeyen, but it might be worth it. Ready, set, start. Okay, fly back. This is really funny testing, but it's important. If we're going to be doing this for like many, many hours, it's important testing. Even with an encounter, which costs us a lot of time, it was only 4 seconds slower. And then time. So that was 7 seconds faster with repel. So now, are we being the most efficient? I am going to continue, I think, doing the PC strat, because if you don't get a tentacle, it's faster. And then if you do, it's only 4 seconds slower. Thank you for the donation. I'll thank you properly in a sec later. But that was, yeah, that was very, very close. It's very arguable. I like this strat, I think, personally, but people in chat were trying to tell me to do the other one. I think it's really, they're really close. I think it's really like up to personal preference and whether you pop repels and yada yada. It's a good thing to know the numbers though. Yo, that's a good call from chat. I don't know why I don't have a teleport Pokemon. I don't need all of these different utility Pokemon in my party for this activity. It's a great call. Let's throw away like the Smeargle maybe. That's my Sweet Scent Mon. Let's throw away the Breloom. I want to keep the Dampmon just in case. We'll put the Breloom away. Great call. Yeah, if we get a teleport Pokemon, that will save us a few more seconds. That puts us in front of the healing center instead of the which is a massive difference, instead of the front of the PC. It saves like many seconds. So we're gonna grab that as well. Good call. So that means even with what's it called? What about dig from spa? Okay, now we're, wait a minute. Okay, fuck. Good point. Now we're getting into the real depths of which is more efficient here. I'm just gonna, this is good enough for me, but it is interesting to explore and discover the different times and strategies. All right, we are now post-stream. I Amulet coin farmed for about an hour or two and then had something else pop up that we spent a lot of time on stream with, and I only ended up with 5 more Amulet coins. So I'm at 6 Amulet coins. I'm going to keep farming even off stream. I'm going to put my time into this. I don't know how many I'm going to get. I'd obviously love to get up to 30, but that would take a lot. It took me 1 hour to get 5, which is pretty low, to be fair. I think I should be getting like 8 an hour on average. I think my luck was really terrible today, but it should even out over long periods of time. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to go ahead and just keep doing this, though. We're going to lead with our Bayonet, not our Weavile like that. And I'll just check in with you guys maybe like every 10. So when I hit like 10, I'll check in. When I hit 20, I'll check in, etc., etc. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay, this is definitely some of the worst Amulet coin RNG I've ever seen / experienced. But honestly, once again, dude, after those Darumaka catches yesterday, that's okay. Those catches were, I haven't really talked about those enough. The RNG, once again, just insane on this account overall. So some bad RNG is going to happen. It only makes sense. We are only up to 7. I've gotten 1 amulet coin since I've seen you guys, and I've been farming for like, I think 20 minutes. That's 3 amulet coins an hour. That's pitiful. Thankfully, what's crazy is that amulet coins are so powerful. The fact that it's a 50% boost, you know, they save you basically 30 minutes. Even if I were to have the worst RNG in the, you know, ever in the whole universe, if I get 1 amulet coin every 30 minutes, it's still efficient. That's still worth it. Or at least like every, I think 3 amulet, dude, one more than that. So 3 amulet coins an hour is still worth it, even though that shouldn't happen. You should get like 6 to 8 an hour. To give a little extra insight on my RNG as well, this is how many quick claws I have. Now, I think I started this with around 31 or 32 quick claws. So I've gotten about 15 or 14 quick claws during this process. Just six amulet coins in relation to 12 to 14 quick claws. So that's where all the math is going. All right, there we go. It took me a while, but that is 11 amulet coins. It's an important number because I currently have 29 Jimmy runs done on the account. So 11 would actually give me, you know, up to 40 Jimmy runs. Give me a nice even number. I'm going to try to always hunt for my amulet coins with that in mind. Excuse me. I'm basically going to keep it so I can keep easier track of my Typhlosion. I actually had to like recheck and rename my Typhlosion recently because it was only at one point it was gym tally 24 and it should have been 28. I was 4 behind and just had forgotten to rename it multiple times. So doing this with the amulet coins helps me track that a lot more. I'm going to go ahead. I think I can go do some XP training now, take a quick break from this amulet coin farming and just stop at 11 for now. Now, I don't think I'll be XP training for too long tonight, but I do want to hit 15,000 encounters. We're like literally almost there. We're about 50 encounters away. So sounds like a nice way to make some progress and get up to that 15K. All right, and I will be XP training my Hitmonlee for raids. We've already seen him, 29 attack, 31 speed. My Gallade, that's going to be used for PvP as well as raids. Mostly raids since sharpness is actually banned in OU even. Infernape we've seen, you know, pretty recently. Fun new one, Cloyster. I'm going to be trying to XP train my Cloyster a little bit. I've had this usable gym rerun Cloyster for a while now. It's not amazing, but it's naughty nature, 31 attack, and then speed is 17. It's not great, but this could be used alongside if I need to ability pill it, skill link, and then get icicle spear, icicle shard, I believe, or no, icicle crash. No, spears, yeah, icicle spear, excuse me. The one that hits for 2 to 5 times. Icicle spear, heart scaled, and then ability pill to skill link, and that will allow me to do train reruns if I want to. I don't really do them right now, but I want the option in the future. That'll be a nice little way to earn some extra Pokeyen every single day if I need to up the ante on that. And then my Mienshao, which will also be used very effectively in raids. Really powerful fighting type. So trying to make sure all my fighting types are prepared. Obviously fire types as well, but fighting types for that Darkrai raid coming up in Halloween. So here's the starting levels. I'll get a nice little screenshot really quick actually. All right, and here are the starting levels, and most of these Pokemon are actually unnamed. If you ever want to name any of my Pokemon on the Ironman account, you can name them permanently and just have them shown off. You can do so using Twitch points over on my Twitch stream. All right, take a little bit of a break from the XP training just for a quick sec because we have an Alpha Rhyhorn encounter over here. I'm really hoping, I don't know the odds of it, but I'm really hoping this thing has a Protector, which is the item that you need to get Rhyperior, the evolution. I still need that mon for my Pokedex if I recall correctly, and it's kind of a really difficult one unless you have that Protector, yeah, to actually evolve. You can just use the Protector item on it as opposed to having to trade with it, thankfully. Otherwise, I'd have to go lore encounter it over at Stark Mountain. I could do that, but I'd also just like to have one built. Rhyperior has been relevant very nichely at times for very specific raids in the past. Or even in certain PVM, he hits really hard. He's pretty slow is the problem, but he hits really hard. And then also has obviously immunities to electric, and that can be relevant for certain things. So I'm hoping we could get a decent one here, or maybe the best case scenario is that Protector item. All right, that was a really easy alpha catch, dude. That was like turn 8, turn 9 on a timer ball. Not even max catch rates yet. 31 defenses, 31 in both defenses. No Protector item, that's okay, it's expected. But 31 in defense, 31 SPDF, honestly a fantastic IV placement. I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch all the baby Rhyhorns as well for that Protector item. They do have a small chance to carry it. It says so over in the Pokedex. It says, yep, held items, Protector. I could actually, if I brought my first Pokemon, I could use that, but a little late for that now. All right, there's the final Rhyhorn. I ended up catching all of them. No protector item, but that's okay. That's to be expected. I did get 2 of them with hidden ability access, but I don't know how relevant that is. It's a reckless hidden ability, which is a really cool one. It boosts your damage if you use self-damaging moves like double edge, takedown, you know, things like that, things of that nature, which is a really cool, fun ability. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it will matter too much. Maybe certain DPS calcs matter for PVM. We'll keep one just in case. But back to some casual XP training. It's been a pretty long week, gotten a lot done, and we have a lot more to do, or at least a bit more to do until tomorrow. Tomorrow begins the Shuntathon. That's right. I don't know if I've talked about it actually quite yet in this video, so excuse me, but I will be shiny hunting on the Ironman account for about 5 to 7 hours tomorrow to basically celebrate the end of Shiny Wars. I love to take little chances like this to shiny hunt on this account when possible. It's a lot of fun. I love shiny hunting. I adore shiny hunting. It's my favorite part of the entire PokeMMO, right? Of the entire game. However, it's not the most interesting content to always portray, especially in progress videos. It's like, oh, hey guys, I did 10,000 encounters today. All right, see you tomorrow. Like, if you don't get a shiny, there's not really much to say. There's not really much to add. So I like doing all types of content, don't get me wrong, but I like to take excuses or reasons to do shiny hunting like this whenever I have a nice little chance to celebrate. But back to some comfy XP training for now. We are over 15,000 encounters. All right, I was doing some XP training, and there is a Hippo Swarm over in Victory Road in, where is that, Hoenn? Now, this is a very, very important spawn because Hippo is actually a really difficult Pokemon to get, weirdly. Well, I guess, to be fair, now I'm looking at this, he's a common spawn over at Route 228. I didn't know that, to be fair. It's kind of a bit of a trek from a PC, but historically, Hippopotamus, yep. The Hippos have been a little bit more difficult Pokemon to achieve and to get, even though they're kind of common spawns. They're easier than I expected. They're not, you know, as difficult as the Hitmontops or things like that, right? But still a little awkward. Still very worth to go get this Swarm. That's what the point I'm trying to make. We also got ourselves a wild Golem encounter and a Rock Smash on the way to the Hippos. I wouldn't normally catch this, but I'm going to go just lightly try to catch it, Spore and False Swipe. The reason being is because they actually have a really decent chance of having fossils. So if I can get a free fossil on the way there, I'll take it. I actually had a few people in stream today asking if it was worth it to like check the Rock Smash the rocks and check for fossils around Island 1 when going for Amulet Coin farming. I think if you like hyper long term want to fossil shunt something on an Ironman account, that arguably is worth it. It's a really weird discussion. Like, that becomes a very niche, hyper efficiency, hyper long-term scenario. But I think if you want to fossil shunt something long-term, it actually might be worth to go ahead and passively go for those. Fossil shunts are really, really interesting in PokeMMO, and I can't imagine how interesting they'd be on an Ironman account. Okay, that Golem had nothing. That's okay. We're going to continue forward. There is a Hippo right here. We got our first encounter guaranteed. Perfect. Dude, very cool looking Pokemon. Nothing a whole lot, you know, interesting to say, but I think Hippo down, that its teeth, its big face, its mouth, really beautifully designed. The fact that it's entrenched in the sand, really beautifully designed Pokemon. I was gonna say that I'm a little scared about false swiping this thing down because I feel like it has a really good chance of having double edge, and yep, there it is. This thing does have double edge, but it's down to red HP, so I can just start sporing it from here and stop false swiping and just go for Dusk Balls or Timers depending on the turn. All right, there we go. Hippo has been a niche PVM Pokemon at times in the past. It's pretty rare, but sometimes if you need like a really tanky sand setter, and look at that, Smooth Rock. I am actually really happy to see that. Getting at least one of every single rock is really beautiful. I was actually, fun fact, I was doing some testing today or like research towards a PvP team on the Ironman account, and I realized I had one Damp Rock in my bag. And I was like, wow, that's not shiny, right? That always, I had a little panic attack. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not shiny. I think that's just the female Hippo down, which does look way cooler than male Hippo, to be fair. But anyways, getting distracted. God, it hit little heart palpitation, or heart jump rather. But I have one Damp Rock in my bag, and I had realized someone in chat, I didn't even think about it. I was like, wow, I'm really glad I have this Damp Rock because I want to eventually try to build a rain team. And I was like, I don't know where that came from. Someone in chat, I was live streaming, thankfully, which you guys are amazing at dropping extra info like this. Someone in chat was like, oh yeah, I remember that Damp Rock. You got that on like episode 1 of the Iron Man, episode 1 of the Iron Man series, when you caught that Wingull Swarm during your Kanto storyline. I was like, what? First of all, how do you remember that and I don't? That's insanely impressive. Second of all, that's just insane. I like, that was such a cool moment to me. Shout out to you guys for watching all of the episodes. I know it's becoming tons and tons of footage. It is becoming a long series, and I don't know what to do about that. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I like the length of the videos. If you think that you'd like them to be shorter, let me know. I like the idea of doing some sort of succinct recap at some point. Please don't double edge. That was totally my fault. I could have avoided that. I don't know why I did that. Whoopsie. Human error. I like the idea of doing a recap episode at some point where it's really just like all the big accomplishments on the account in one big supercut. That would be a lot of work, but it's worth it. I would really like to have that for people who want to jump into the Iron Man series but don't want to have to watch 30 hours of footage. At some point, you're going to have to watch a lot of footage. Like, that's what the Iron Man series is it's a lot of footage. It's a very, very long, you know, that's kind of the beauty of it, right? But it's kind of unavoidable to some extent, but we'll have to see. Well, that'll come in the future. I don't have to solve that today, but I do acknowledge how many hours this series is becoming. Once again, I always say, yes, this series might be, you know, 30, 40 hours. Not yet, but at one day it'll be like 30, 40 hours. I fucked myself here, didn't I? I think I definitely did. Whoopsie. That's okay. We'll fix this. Yes, is it a lot of hours of progress? Absolutely. But it's also 612 hours of gameplay. Like, that's the other thing is if the series is less than 10% long of the total playtime, in my opinion, I think that's like a success. If the overall series, if the Iron Man series, 612 hours, right, times 0.10, if the whole length of the series is 61 hours or less, if it's 10% of my playtime, I'm pretty happy with that. And right now it is very much below that. So that's my current goal, but maybe that's, I don't know how sustainable that is or how viable that is for everybody. I understand it's a lot of time, so, but I appreciate it, is the point I'm trying to make. All right, we came back to the same spot, but didn't mess up that strength puzzle. Are you kidding me? We came back for this and they despawned? That's okay. We got one catch. You know what? I'll take it. We can breed that down into a hippopotamus and get our 400th. Ooh, let's go do that. You know what? Who's going to stop me from getting my 400th Pokedex entry, dude? Not me tonight. Let's breed it up while we're at it as well. What the heck? Why not? I spent 10K. Let's go get ourselves an HP brace. I found a Ditto in my box that I can pair with it. We'll go ahead and do exactly that. Do this. Click the item. Power. I'm getting used to the new UI as well. The new UI when breeding is really, really nice. We're going to pay to make this female. We're going to go ahead and go through with this breed. We're going to randomly roll nature, randomly roll Pokeball. We're breeding it up. We're getting 31 HP. This is like a defense wall eventually. You want it to be somewhat just bulky. 20 plus attack is nice. Does not need speed. It's already so slow. You want HP, defense, and speed def. So honestly, these tanky, bulky mons, you kind of need less stats on average, but it depends. Usually you need like 3 to 4 stats versus like the 5 on like a Garchomp, for example, or even 6 on a mixed Garchomp. That is hatching in my incubator. And do I have a Shiddo? I actually don't know if I have a single Shiddo in my boxes. I asked that because I need a Elgium, I believe. I have a Beheeyem, but I don't have an OT. How do I type this? B-E-H. There we go. I have a Beheeyem, but no Elgium. So if I could breed this down with a Shiddo, that'd be fantastic. Are these? Ooh, I think this might be a Shiddo. Or this, for sure. Yes, as I was going to breed this with that Chimecho, and that's not how that worked. Okay, beautiful. So we'll get up to 401. It'll be less clean, but 401 Pokedex. We can release that Elgium as well afterwards. We'll keep the Hippo, of course. And back to XP training we go, boys. Progress keeps on a-coming. Let's go back to Tentacruels. I've actually wanted to test this for a while now, and now I finally can. I have an egg hatched in my incubator, and I want to see if my Pokedex went from 399 up to 400, and yes, it did. So when the Mon hatches in your incubator or whatever, it still counts as adding that caught OT to your Pokedex, which is pretty interesting. You don't actually have to withdraw it to your over to your PC, which is something I was thinking about. My attack high rolled. That's kind of cool. I don't need this I'm not gonna I'm not worried about making a Hippo anytime soon. I would love to have one at some point, but I'm in no rush for a Hippo. Let's see if I refresh the Pokedex, should go up to 401 as well. Yep, 401 off the Elgium, just like that. This will end up getting released. We do not need a Beheeyem for anything anytime soon. I've talked about it before. I loved Beheeyem in NU. Very fun Trick Room Pokemon. Isn't worth the slot on an Iron Man, dude. I'm so sorry, Beheeyem, my little alien friend. Let's get back to XP training. All right, it feels like I've been XP training forever. It's been over 2, 3, 4 hours. I totally lost track. I don't know. I've been very, very passively through the evening XP XP Training. I'm sorry, I also have terrible hiccups, excuse me. Hitmonlee level 69 up to level 79. Glade from level 76 up to 83. Infernape from 69 up to level 78. Cloyster from 74 up to 81. And Mienshao from 74 to 82. Now, you might have noticed a lot of these mons are level 80. I can actually go ahead and put a bunch of these in my PC and just not worry about them. They're pretty much done for raids. Now that, like, for Glade, level 83, I don't really need to level it up any higher, at least for quite a while. Maybe in the future I'll have to do more, but that should be what I need for a very, very, very long time, unless there's, like, a specific thing that needs higher. But level 80 is the goal for a lot of these raid mons. We're going to grab this Primeape as well, and then this Charizard. Get a few more mons up to level 80. So now we are still leveling our Cloyster because getting that to level 100 for trainer runs is actually relevant. Our Hitmonlee is 1 level away from level 80. Our Infernape is 2 levels. Our Primeape is 6 levels or so. And our Charizard's 4,000 XP away. All right, I just got my Hitmonlee to level 80, so that can be thrown in the boxes for now as well and get a little bit more XP split across other Pokemon. Oh, Charizard's 80 as well. So that is 2 new level 80 raid Pokemon added to the complete boxes. Sorry if I'm talking kind of quiet. It's pretty late as I'm recording. I'm going to go ahead and grab my Ninetales and start XP training that passively. And also grab my Honchkrow because why not? Actually, you know what? Honchkrow might be good for like certain PVM, but let's grab our Riolu. We need to evolve this into Lucario when possible. It is at max happiness, so if we can get 1 level on it, it will evolve. Alright, our Riolu has evolved into Lucario, and our Infernape reached level 80, so we're going to go ahead and swap him out for a new mon as well. You know what? This is honestly the perfect excuse / time to go ahead and get some extra XP on all my different Kadabras. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll train up the Jolly one over in the party. All right, but I think that is going to be all the XP training for me for tonight. It's been a very, very long day or evening of XP training. Our Primeape is almost level 80 as well. We're level 78 at the moment. Ninetales up to level 67. Kadabra up a little bit. Mostly things just kind of spread out along the way. But once again, the big thing is just this big block of Pokemon over here that have been leveled up tremendously. I mean, this is the key here. So many new level 80s. But I'm going to hit the hay, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the Shuntathon and little mini streamathon. I'll probably be live for about 7 hours tomorrow to celebrate the end of Shiny War in PokeMMO, the second official one, and do a lot of shunting tomorrow on the Ironman. Should be fun. Hopefully, maybe we see a shiny Pokemon. Alrighty, we are here for another beautiful day, a very special day on the Iron Man account. We are just shiny hunting today, at least for the next 5 hours. The shiny hunts that I have planned are Times 5 Hordes of Pelipper. We started at 15,900 encounters over on our encounter counter. That's very important to keep track of, to see how many total encounters we get today. That'll be a lot of fun to keep track of that. So we're starting at Pelipper over at Pasifila Dogtown. I'm aiming for either shinies that I just adore and love, or useful utility shiny Pokemon that I could actually use on the Iron Man account without any stats. If I get a shiny Pelipper, even if it's 6x0, I could still use it as a decent, like, drizzle lead Pokemon in raids or in PvP. It wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't want to do that, but you can use it as a Drizzlemon in a lot of instances, okay? That's shunt number 1. Shunt number 2 is single encounters over at Route 210 in Sinnoh. There's Sudowoodo, there's Mr. Mime, there's Breloom, a great utility Catchmon, obviously. There's a lot of amazing shinies over there. I think there's like one more that I'm forgetting. There's 4 Scyther. There's 4 different rares over there in one spot. It's a great location. My favorite single encounter shunting spot. Shunt number 3, we're going to be doing 1 hour each of each shunt. Shunt number 3 is going to be over at New Bark Town. We're going to be fishing in New Bark Town for shiny Shelder, one of my favorite shinies, an S tier shiny in Kanto. I love orange shinies, and Cloyster would be a good Jimmy run, but I'd probably keep it a Shelder, to be honest. Then in spot number 4, we have the Kanto Safari Zone for some fun, to see if we could see a Safari Zone shiny either on the Iron Man account or for someone else over at the Chansey spot in Kanto Safari Zone. I'll show you get there when we get there. And then Unova Victory Road for Dino / Durant, just a really pretty shiny, could be usable with not the best stats, most likely Hydreigon in certain PVM instances. So that's what we're working with today. I'll see you guys if I get a shiny is pretty, and like maybe like encounter updates. I'll see you sporadically along the way on the Iron Man, but this will mostly be a stream recap day for sure. This will be a lot of hours and very few clips. Already, thus comes the end of the first hour of the Shuntathon. I'm up to 16,600 encounters. Not very efficient at all. I was busy talking to people, doing other things. That's okay. We're not here for efficiency. We're here for fun, okay? We did give away 2 Pokemon prizes to 1 Pokemon. Kevin, our first winner. We're now going to head over to Sinnoh. We're going to Sinnoh, Route 210. There is Sudowoodo, Mr. Mime, Breloom, tons of different amazing single encounter shinies. I recommend a Swarm Pokemon. Fly over to Sinnoh, go to Salation Town. I recommend a Swarm Pokemon or Illuminate, some sort of extra encounter, single encounter Pokemon, as well as expert lures are heavily encouraged for this spot, okay? You can check your honey trees on the way there as well. I'm on the main account, Braid. I don't have honey on this account. What am I doing? Anyways, we'll head up to the spot and hopefully have a good hour number 2. Thank you to everybody for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. Shout out to Kevin again. Someone said in chat, is it time to switch? Yes, thank you, Fish. It is. It is 2 p.m. It is time to change locations. No shinies seen from that hour, which is kind of expected. It's a pretty difficult spot. It's a single encounter spot. You only get 300 encounters per hour if you're super efficient, so that's a tough one. We're now going to head over to Johto, fellas. Everybody go over to Johto, New Bark Town in Johto. We're going to be fishing, super rod fishing Shelder, okay? Where is New Bark Town at? I have to actually... Is it down here? Yeah. We're going for Shelder, fellas. We are going for Shelder. Abenbag is already here. Good luck to everybody. Beautiful, beautiful shiny. Well, you can get anything. If you get any shiny here, let me know. You know, tell me. But Shelder is is like the target. That's what I'm going for here for sure. Good luck to everybody. You know what? And while we're here, while we're at this location, I'm going to go ahead and false swipe Spore. I'm going to catch myself a Chinchou for the Pokedex as well. Why not? All right, here's the Chinchou catch. I'd love to have a decent Chinchou for a Lantern for NU. I love Lantern as a Pokemon. Very, very fun competitive Pokemon. Stats are terrible, though. That's okay. We'll farm one in the future. I do want to actually go switch. I'm going to grab myself a Sticky Hold Pokemon before I get locked in here too much, because that'll help me get more fishing encounters. If you're using Chum Buckets, you don't need it, but Sticky Hold is a fantastic ability. And you want to be popping Expert Lures. On a main account, you should be popping... Chum Buckets. They're just too good. They're just too good not to pop, for better or for worse. I thankfully have at least okay, this is actually perfect. I'm gonna put a Choice Scarf on this, and I should be able to use this. Very funny to just use a random muck in my inventory as the Sticky Hold Mom, but whatever works, man. Whatever works. All right, we caught ourselves a Lantern as well for the Pokedex, because why not? Might as well take the time. It takes like 2 seconds. There we go. More Pokedex entries for the Iron Man account, up to 403 caught OT. Alrighty, fellas, that is that hour done with. We did change the order of the shunts a little bit because I didn't want to go single encounter into fishing shunt, into single encounter, into the Safari Zone. It's just too many slow shunts back to back. So instead, we're going to head over to Victory Road Dino Shunting in Unova. If you aren't familiar with this spot, I'll show it to you in a quick sec. It's a really, really cool shunting spot. I could synchronize here. I probably should synchronize. I'm just not going to worry about it. We're going to head over to Unova. It's a really cool shunting spot. You can just fly over. Basically, you fly over to Victory Road. And then once you're here, you just walk inside and you do your time swipe hordes of Dino. And whenever you want to heal, you fly back to whatever city you want to. I usually go Oplucid. And you come back here. I'm going to grab a teleport Pokemon as well, actually, while we're here. But you come back here, you heal, and then you just fly back to the front of what's called, and you're good. It's just that over and over and over again. You fly to the PC or teleport to the PC to heal. You can fly back to the front of this cave and just do time swipe hordes of it's Dino and Durant split. So good luck to everybody. Back to time swipe hordes. Come and shunt with me if you want to win a prize. If you get a shiny here, let me know in game or in Twitch chat. In chat, and tell me your IGN. We'll spit the belt and ship you over a prize very soon. Good luck to everybody. Only one shiny seen so far during the Shuntathon. All right, that is the 4th hour coming to an end. Reminder, we are staying at Dino for 1 extra hour, okay? So we'll start, this is the beginning of the 5th hour, and we'll start the Kanto Safari at the start of the 6th hour or whatever. So we're 4 hours, we've shunted for 4 hours so far. We're beginning hour 5, if that makes sense mathematically. We've been time swipe hoarding here for a little over an hour. I'm going to go ahead and do some single encounters. I need a Durant, for example, at my Pokedex. So I'm just going to go for the false swipe Spore. Might as well get these Pokedex entries during this event. It's the best time as ever, so let's go for that. And hopefully we can add some new Pokedex entries. Good IV ones would be great. There has been a time period where Durant was used in certain raids. There's not a whole lot of like offensive, fast enough steel types or bug types. Like Durant honestly ends up being one of the better like attackers for raids if you ever need bug type for raids, but it's kind of niche. But it comes up. So getting a good IV Durant would honestly be amazing. All right, there is Dino. I caught the Durant. There's also Dino. No IVs on either. Not really worth mentioning too much, but good Pokedex entries. So we're at 405. Our Pokedex is getting up there, dude. Back to hoarding though. Oh shit, I didn't know there was a free protector item. I actually really needed that for Rhyperior for my Pokedex. That's awesome, dude. Okay, just got a free protector on the way over to an alpha Sandslash spawn. We're gonna go ahead and catch this alpha Sandslash now as well. A great field egg breeder. Hoping to see it male. That's okay. Still a good breeder no matter what. 2 times total run guaranteed. Let's see what the catch looks like. All right, we are now changing spots. It is 5 p.m. I'm stuck on the alpha encounter, so apologies, but everybody can head over to Kanto Safari Zone. I will just meet you there a little bit late. Kanto Safari Zone is the new spot we're at. I will see you guys very, very soon after I catch this alpha Sandslash. All right, there is the Sandslash catch, 31 in defenses and HPs. I will take that. We are done here. We can now escape up out of here, head over to Kanto Safari Zone is the new spot, boys. Everybody over to Fuchsia. I actually can't believe there's only 2 hours left in the stream. I was afraid today was going to feel like really exhausting, but I've had nothing but a blast. I miss shunting like this so much, dude. It's been so fun. We have 2 hours and 5 minutes left. We are changing locations in about 5 or 6 minutes. I didn't plan beyond the 5 spots, but I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to do Frillish. I think we're going to do Frillish next, times 5 hordes of Frillish for 1 hour, and then we'll do times 3 hordes of Trubbish. I think that'll be the plan. Frillish and Trubbish. Frillish is times 5 horde over in Unova. Trubbish is also in Unova times 3 horde. Frillish gives me a high level ghost type and water type, which should be good for certain shunts and a certain, like, you need a ghost type sometimes to catch like Final Gambit, Basculin, or certain shinies that can kill themselves with certain fighting type or normal type, like double edge, takedown, etc. It's a good utility mon, as well as Trubbish can get sticky hold. And I actually, today I realized I really need a good sticky hold Pokemon for fishing, shunting, or fishing farming. So a shiny Trubbish would go a long way. And then the fail at Trubbish is Minccino, which is a cute charm Pokemon. So the Trubbish spot is fantastic for a utility Iron Man shiny. So we'll see how that goes. Yes, good call. Safari Zone time is over. We can change locations. Let's wear up these stuff. Get out of here. We're gonna head over to, next up, boys, Frillish. Frillish, it's in Driftvale City, I believe, in Unova. We are changing locations. This is we're starting hour 7. We've been shunting for 6 hours now, fellas, and have only made about, I mean, like 2,000-ish encounters. Not great, but hey, man, been a lot of methods. Let's head over here. Driftvale City, shiny Frillish boys. Good luck to you all. Alrighty, fellas, we officially have 1 hour left until the end of the second official Shiny Wars. There has been over a year into the making of this event, dude. People preparing for a year, staff members like Park and even the devs of PokeMMO getting involved this year for the very first time, coding the Shiny Wars leaderboard. We have never seen anything like this, and I want to appreciate this moment. Like, it's easy to just move on. We're all excited to move on. We're tired. I didn't even participate in Shiny Wars, and I understand what a grind it is, you know? Like, people have been doing this for 16 hours a day for the past month. It is peak mental exhaustion. Peak exhaustion. It is, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. I'm just so glad for it to be over, for these people to feel the fruits of their labor and move on. I'm excited. We're going to switch over locations as well for our Shuntathon. The Shuntathon is still going, boys. 8-hour Shuntathon. We are moving into the 8th hour, the final hour right now. We're going to be at Trubbish over in Unova to the northeast of Nimbasa City. It is times 3 hordes over here if you would like to come join me and have a chance for a nice shiny Pokemon and to win a prize alongside your shiny Pokemon. Here is the spot. Dude, I actually never thought about that. Xanarchy, you just reminded me. You said can't get egg moves on Trade Evo comps on an Iron Man. Yes, that's true. Wait a minute. That means I can never get Mach Punch on Conkeldurr. Or wait a minute. No. I can. There's one way. There's one way you can get Mach Punch Conkeldurr. It's by winning one as a PvP reward. It's possible. It's hard, but it's possible. I don't know if I've thought about that, but that makes Conkeldurr maybe the most important PvP reward on an Iron Man account. It's up there. That's a really big deal, actually. That's insane. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for when if Conkeldurr comes up as a prize in OU, I'm gonna have to really lock in and go for it. That actually might be the most, because you get to pick moves, correct? And you can pick egg moves. One selectable move, you would go Mach Punch and get that egg move on Conkeldurr. It's that important. Yeah, that would be. Wow. Yeah, the only way. Yeah. So I don't know. So I don't think it is possible then, unless there was ever a Conkeldurr catch event. I don't know. One of the biggest flexes, one of the rarest things an Iron Man account could have would be a 6x31 Mach Punch Conkeldurr, because it would mean that they won it from a catch event. But it'd probably be a shiny prize if it was. So it'd be like it'd be like a 3x or whatever 31. That's really interesting. That's a great like thing to keep in mind. That's a cool goal for an Iron Man account. Chat, this is it. This is what it's all about. This is what we are here for. Castelia City Channel 3 to celebrate the end of Shiny War. Players prepared for over a year for this event. Billions of Pokeyen. 16 hours a day, 30 days straight. We're talking players that put in 480 plus hours into this one event. More hours than most people will work in a month in their lifetime. A ludicrous, insane amount of hours, all accumulating to this, all coming down to this moment, this exact moment, these final 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Shiny War, the second ever official Shiny War, an event that was started as a community project by Team Mister. Eventually, years later, years of communal projects, eventually becoming an official part of the game. The devs, the PokeMMO staff members, embracing it, embracing a communal project, inventing the passion and fostering the love that players have for shiny hunting in PokeMMO. Shiny hunting itself being a part of the game that was laughed at back in 2013, considered to not be a real gameplay method. People said, no, the shiny rate is too high. 1 in 30,000? Who would ever try to beat those odds? Who would be crazy enough to try to beat 1 in 30,000 odds? I'll tell you who. Every single goddamn member of Spiel Team 7. That's who's crazy enough. Every single one of these motherfuckers is crazy enough, brave enough, worked hard enough to win Shiny Wars and crown themselves the best shunters in PokeMMO in the year 2025. We have Essence with 209 points, Shiny Carp with 179, Burke with 169, Messi aka Ninetales with 120, Stark with 115, Kiwi with 107, Pookie 95, Fungus with 92, the Unknown Legend, Funds with 92, Warwick 85, Mistake 84, Toads with 78 points, Riz with 77, Skitty with 74, Kuroshi, the driest Pokemon player in history, with 71 points this Shiny War, Psycho with 67, Shine with 67, Gingermat with 66, Jackson with 64, Charizard with 57, Clue with 55, Apocalyptic with 50, Chicken with 49, Cal Duncan with 48, King with 32, Noah with 32, Howdy with 27, New with 27, and Perel with 26. These are your 2025 second ever official PokeMMO Shiny War winners. These are your victors, ladies and gentlemen. These are your victors. These are your champions. This is the Super Bowl of PokeMMO. This is Shiny Wars. Thank you to everyone who participated, everyone who worked their buns off, put the hours in, and said, you know what? Does this seem silly to a lot of people? Maybe. But do I care about it? Hell yes. And at the end of the day, that is all that matters. It is what gives your life meaning and fulfillment that matters, over what other people tell you should give you fulfillment and meaning. Thank you to everyone in the community. We have taken this game so far, so fucking far over the past 4 years. We are still in the PokeMMO Renaissance. It is not over. It's been happening for 4 years. The game has been climbing, getting better and better and better, and there's no end in sight. I'm excited to see how far we can take PokeMMO and take this game. Thank you all for being a part of it. Thank you for being the best Pokemon community anyone could ever ask for. Also, yes, congratulations to every single team that made top 50. Spiel Team 7, ETG, Team Moon, QH, Unprotected Sleep, Espetarnos, Insomnia, Jollibee and Friends, Amazing Chicken Restaurant, Silphco, Bowling, Mush All-Stars, Horde on top, Optic, Kraken, Radiance, ETG Team 3, Boop, there it is, Brilliant, Legend, the Coneheads, Alethea, NDG, ND Goats, Silt, Go Goated, Synergy, LMM, Lakoku, Never the Air Force, ETG Team 2, Genshin Impact players. Okay, well, shocker, you guys lost. Better Late Than Never, Crow Syndicate, Balin, Horse Force, All Girls Like, Onlyface, Twinkle Twinkle Superstar, Come On Cat Squad, Optic, the Vietnamese, okay, shout out to the country of Vietnam, the Leftovers, BYD, Team Graph, Full Odds Fools, bang your name, or Team Shiny Legion, Team Pure, Shane Seeker, Ducking Awesome, and Team K-Pop. You all made top 50. You all get the Shiny Charizard ears. You should feel proud. Congratulations. Everybody worked so hard, man. Everybody worked so damn hard. Congratulations to everybody. And there's a few things. Prep begins for next year's Shiny War. Prep begins now for next year. Start prepping to have your chance, to have your name called like this, to be recognized as the best shunters in all of PokeMMO. Start saving those fossils. Start prepping Dittos. Start now, boys. Shiny Wars for the 3rd official event happens in about a year. Be ready. And then the general community, including myself, I will be prepping for event season, which is around the corner, coming up this Halloween in PokeMMO. Thus ends the 2nd official Shiny War and an arc. A full-ass arc in the PokeMMO space. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoy streams like this and enjoy content like this, want to support it, liking the video on YouTube helps out tremendously. Disliking if you don't enjoy me streaming, that's okay. Subscribing for PokeMMO videos every single day. I upload every single day on YouTube. I also stream Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. My Discord's down below. If you want to join a really cool community that loves this game and is passionate about this game, ask them questions down below. And if you want to go above and beyond and support my content, allow me to cover events like this and do my own Ironman account and other goals and all sorts of guides and everything related to PokeMMO, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations, as well as Factor subs, go immensely above and beyond and support the content. Factor subs are the best way to support, and you can get 50% off some amazing food using the link in the description. I will see you guys Monday. That's it for me. And all we can do now is look forward to the next arc in PokeMMO, the next adventure, which I'm sure will be very, very soon around the corner. But for now, let's rest. For now, let's take our time, take a break, go play TF2, golf with your friends, Overwatch, Fortnite, whatever your game of choice is. Go enjoy it, have fun, rest up, boys, because the adventure is not over, just this chapter. I'll see you guys Monday. Have a great night. Peace, Reno. All right. The Shuntathon and Shiny Wars have come to an end. It was an interesting choice. It was a specific choice of mine to include those last 2 clips. I know that they were long and not really correlating to the Ironman account, but I think this series really is a time capsule and wants to represent a lot of what was happening in PokeMMO at the time. And I feel like that energy and how much that war, how much that war means to people is important to capture even in this series. And I hope you enjoyed those 2 clips. I felt like they were very worth to include, even in a much different sort of vibe in the, in the Iron Man series. But for now, I'm gonna go, ground my bearings over at a PC and just recap things and just sort of give myself a little bit of time to process after all of that. All right, but alongside the end of Shiny Wars, it is time for the end of this episode, and I'm excited for this conclusion. I feel like we did a ton of progress in this episode. There was so much time put into this episode. Let's cover the time. You know what? First things first. We started the episode with 586 hours and ended up with 625, so that minus 586 gives us about 40 hours played within the week, which is nowhere near what those Shiny Wars players were doing, but I'm really happy with that number. As I'm getting older, I have more responsibilities in life and a lot of other things to do. 40 hours is about the maximum I can put into PokeMMO week. I'm trying to aim for around 30, so I did a lot this week. I'm very happy with that. I had a lot of fun playing PokeMMO this week, which is always a good sign. And I basically just have this brick of new Pokemon that I trained. I even added, you might have noticed, a new goal down here in the tier 1s, because this is going to be a repeatable goal that I can do every single week, if I do it, of course. XP training. I want my goals to encourage me to do stuff like this, not the, bright, fun, exciting stuff. Oh, always making new 5 times 30 Pokemon. Sometimes you gotta buckle down and do the boring stuff and do some XP training. And man, you have to do so much XP training on an Ironman account, but it pays off. It's how you're able to do those raids and all that PVM in the future. If you don't XP train, you can build all the Pokemon you want and you'll never be able to use them. We XP trained up our Hitmonlee, our Infernape, our Darmanitan, our Gliscor, not really our Gliscor too much, our Gallade, our Mienshao, our Blaziken. We XP trained so many Pokemon up to level 80, our Cloyster a little bit, our Ninetales a little bit, our Primeape just a little bit. We XP trained so many things up in this episode and spent, I would say, even 10 hours XP training, but I'm only going to count 5 because I didn't track it perfectly. Now, this was a pretty big Raid Pokemon episode. We have multiple different Raid Pokemon complete. This whole brick: Raid Lucario, Raid Hitmonlee, and Raid Darmanitan. And here they are once again, if you haven't seen them in their complete glory. We have this Hitmonlee. All these are almost level 80 now, except for the Lucario. We're still going to count it complete because I'll finish that at a different point. Hitmonlee, level 80, adamant nature, very important, 29 attack, very high attack, 29 attack, 31 speed, perfect. Darmanitan, adamant nature, 2 times 31. The catches, I literally think the standout moment from this episode is those 2 Darumaka catches back to back. Being able to catch 2 Darumakas and get 2 different breeders that I'll need for the rest of my account for Darmanitan was just ludicrous. Also, I've been thinking about Darumaka farming for a very long time, so to put it off for so long and then just go do it and be done immediately is insane. Next up, we have our Lucario, our mixed Lucario, naughty nature, 31 attack, 29 special attack, and then max speed in the EVs, and then 25 speed IV. We had a mixed EV train attack some Pokemon today for the very first time, I believe, on the account, so that was interesting as well. That is 3 massive Raid Pokemon complete. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and boop, knock it off the list. And speaking of knocking things off the list, we also completed 400 OT Pokedex. And this is also one of the goals I'm like the most excited for, dude. A complete Pokedex unlocks so much for the account. It's something I'm really trying to push for. It's a much longer journey than I anticipated on this account. Don't get me wrong, but dude, it's so important. It's so crucial. You unlock, I always say, but I'll say it again, with complete Pokedex, you unlock the best EV training spots in PokeMMO, the best XP training spot, which will speed up things tremendously. I'll have to create a specific utility Rampardos for that spot as well, which will be an interesting thing to grind for on an Ironman account, having to go get Skull Fossils. You get access to the one alpha Tyranitar spawn this account will ever have access to. You get access to the Red Refight, which is fantastic for BP farming, as well as Pokeyen money making. And just more Pokemon to catch, more catch events up at that spot, and a Larvitar shiny hunting spot, and just other shiny hunting spots. You get so much. It's unbelievable how much you get rewarded. Also, your ability patches. I'm forgetting the ability patches. I really want to get Johto done so I can get that ability patch so I can finish my Charizard, right? My 5x31 beautiful, beautiful Charizard. I can't wait to finish that. We also did a lot of good breeds in this episode, but none of them really panned out to being perfect. We did like a lot of 2x31s, a few 3x31 breeds in this episode, if I'm not mistaken. I did not realize that was in this episode, but we also went ahead and bred up this Rotom Wash. Now, we have not EV trained it and XP trained it and turned it into a Rotom Wash and done all that stuff, so I'm not going to count this complete. Maybe if it was EV trained and like partially leveled. Like, I count the Lucario as complete because it just needs to be XP trained up to level 80. I'm kind of a little loose with that stuff. That can be done really somewhat quickly. This is going to take a bit more work. It needs to be EV trained, XP trained, moveset properly, etc., etc. So we're going to leave PvP Rotom Wash on the list for now. Did not get 30 Amulet coins. I do want to get back to that at some point. We did get enough to keep doing our Jimmy runs for the time being, and I've been really slacking on my Jimmy runs. I might need to start doing Jimmy runs plus trainer runs at some point here very soon and start making like real Pokeyen progress, because those together, you can make like 500,000 Pokeyen a day on the Iron, and that's going to be so much yen. You know, that's going to be like what I need. I could never spend that much, you know? And then next up, over onto the tier 2 goals, make a PvP team. We didn't do that in this episode, but hint, wink, wink, I think next episode is going to be extremely PvP orientated. Start berry farming. I've been putting this off like a bad chore. Haven't done that yet. Earn 1 ability patch. Nope. Don't think I've done most anything else yet, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? 3 good IV Pokemon. We definitely did this. That's an easy one. I'm not going to lie. An easy, repeatable goal. We definitely did that with breeding up our Darmanitans, breeding up our other Pokemon, catching a lot of good Mons in this. That's very, very repeatable and easy. I'm actually going to move this up to move this as a repeatable goal up to tier 1. I think having some tier 1 repeatable goals like this is good to encourage progress, so I don't just aim for things on my goal list and not actually do like the chores that I need to do, like XP training, if that makes sense. I don't want to ever be shooting for just the fancy little flashy goals and not actually make the best progress on the account possible. I've said this before, but goals are meant to encourage progress on your account. Don't let them be a distraction from that. And sometimes I've noticed with this series that it almost becomes like that. Now, consume 60 Pokemon via breeds. I don't believe we did that this episode. I think we consumed about 20 or 30 or so. We did a fair bit of breeds. I don't know. This was above 200, I believe. My egg counter. This was above 200. We did actually do pretty well, I think. I would bet you we did about somewhere between 20 to 40, but we did not consume 60. We also did not defeat Ho-Oh 4 times, but we will be defeating Ho-Oh for a 3rd time coming up here in the next episode, probably. Stocking up on those legendary lures, which I have none of right now, but stocking back up on legendary lures for when Entei comes back around will be super helpful. And then no tier 3 goals have been achieved, but I did add a new tier 3 goal to the list, and I love this. This was brought up because someone in chat mentioned it. They were like, hey, you can't breed egg moves onto like trade evolution Pokemon, can you? And I was like, holy shit, yeah, I can't. I can't get Mach Punch, which is an extremely important move. If you don't know, Conkeldurr without Mach Punch is basically not, like, it's way less powerful of a competitive Pokemon to the point where you might not run it without Mach Punch. That's how important Mach Punch is. And I realized the only way to get Mach Punch on a proper competitive Conkeldurr, you can't wild catch them, they have to be bred up or whatever. You have to win one via a PvP reward. So we found out in this episode, 14 episodes deep. That's insane. 13 episodes deep into the Iron Man series, we are still discovering brand new things, which gets me so hyped up, dude. The fact that Conkeldurr, we just found out Conkeldurr is probably the single most important PvP gift reward Pokemon that I could receive, because it is literally the only way to get Mach Punch on a competitive Conkeldurr. So that is high on my sights right now, high on my targets. If I see Conkeldurr, we're gonna hard go for that PvP goal. All right, but that is everything, and here is our list of completed goals. We XP trained for over 5 hours. We made a raid Lucario. We made a raid Hitmonlee. We made a raid Darmanitan, and EV trained, XP trained all of them. And we got 400 caught OT Pokemon in our Pokedex. And we created 3 new good IV Pokemon. Easily cleared that one by far. That is it for me, boys. Thank you so much for watching another episode on the PokeMMO Iron Man account. I'm so excited for more to come. I'm excited for next episode. It'll be a very special one, very different than what we've been doing normally. And I just hope you guys enjoy as much as I do. I love this account so much, and I'm so glad to be playing this. And I'm so glad that people care about it like I do. And I'm so glad we have the team that I do. And I'm so appreciative of the Iron Man community and what's coming of it. So thank you so much. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos on YouTube every single day. I do upload every single day. I also stream on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. You can see the progress live. I'm usually about a week or so ahead on live progress, so just keep that in mind. If you come watch live, you will be getting a little bit of spoilers, or you might, so just keep that in mind if you're okay with that. Discord down below if you're interested in that, and if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal and Venmo donations, and Factor subs, my sponsors, guys, really allow me to focus on long projects like this that take a lot of time. It's like a lot of my daily stuff, the stream recaps, the guides that I try to make, like everything, every day-to-day process, timestamps, thumbnails, reading comments. I spend so much time responding to Discord DMs, responding to comments. A lot of that stuff takes time, and it's hard to justify spending even more time, working even more hours without the help of things like my sponsors, Factor. So if you want to support the channel in the most beneficial way, they are really so generous to me. It's kind of unbelievable. I always say, Factor, you get yourself some awesome food, 50% off some Factor meals. They're just like little chef-made meals delivered straight to your door if you want to get your nutrition and not stress about it's meal prep without having to do the meal prep. Me and my wife have used this service before I was ever even sponsored, which is exactly what you want in a sponsorship. It's a product and a company that I do believe in, that I think has a purpose. It may not be for everybody, and I try to tell you guys that up front. Factor is not for everybody. If you love cooking, Factor might not be for you. If you don't love cooking and you want to get your nutrition, if you're super busy, if you're self-employed, if you DoorDash a lot, want to try to replace that with Factor, or you just want to eat out less, or you want to, you still want good meals, if you want to like calorie control or up your protein or like do certain things, Factor is really good about helping you fill in your diet. Think of it as a part of your grocery budget is what I recommend. It helps you like fill out what you're missing. It's kind of like a vitamin almost, and like a food, but a tasty food package. So check out Factor, link in the description. Really love their product, 50% off, and it's the best way to support the stream. But enough of that. For now, I'll just leave you guys with a quick peace, Reno, and I will see you guys next time. Keep on Iron Manning. Keep on Iron Manning? What the fuck? Why did I say that? Yo, what's up? Outro Petrowski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.